Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Danmachi. I'm leveling up in the dungeon. Chapter 21. After staring at the sky quietly for a while, Bailan sighed, shook his head, turned around and left, heading towards the underground church. Bailan didn't notice this because he had several relationships with his eyes behind his back. But now, after eliminating the owners of the other four gazes, leaving only the last one, Bailan carefully explored and finally determined the source of the gaze. The Tower of Babel, and it is the upper level of the Tower of Babel, a very high place. There was only one person in Bailan's impression who would look at people on the ground from above, and his eyes were so intense. Freya, the main god of the Freya Familia, is the goddess of beauty. It would be fine if it were other eyes, but this one was so hot. As long as Bailan was not a fool, he would know that there was a high chance that he would be targeted by Freya. This is what Bailan doesn't understand. Those who will be targeted by Freya are all people with bright souls. And myself. After being washed away by the complex society in the previous life, it is enough to say that it is dull and dull. To put it worse, it can be colorful and black, and it is impossible to have a so-called bright soul. Forget it, let's take a step and see. Even if I was really targeted by Freya, I would not be as helpless as Belle in the original novel. Even Hestia was forced out of Orario, and finally relied on the help of Hermes to create the Holy Fire Temple. Vista returned to Orario and used this foundation to take back Belle. Even if Freya targets me and takes action against me, I will have grown up by then. Even Oda, I will not be afraid. After all, the sword of victory in my hand is not vegetarian. I don't know the full power of the sword of victory, which is not bound by the Knights of the Round Table, but it can definitely threaten Oda. Along the way, Bailan thought carefully about Freya's affairs, and finally gradually became a little irritated. My heart calmed down. And just as Bailan guessed, in a room with floor-to-ceiling windows at the top of the Tower of Babel, Freya, the main god of the Freya Familia, one of the two major factions of Orario, was posing with an enchanting look. Looking down, the violet pupils exuded a faint fluorescent light. Her fingers as white as jade lightly touched her red lips, her face was charming, and Freya's pupils burst out with extremely hot light. I have never seen such a soul before. It is as dazzling as a star. Even the gods in heaven cannot compare with this child. I want this child. The tone was very exciting. Freya had never been so eager. Do I need my subordinates to take action to bring him back, Lord Freya? After Freya finished speaking, a steady voice came from behind her. It was Oda, the strongest member of Freya's family. Oh. Lolly's number one adventurer, the fierce Oda, was standing quietly by the wall not far from the door. No need. I want to see if this child's soul will be more dazzling when he grows up. Don't disturb him, Oda. Faced with Oda's offer, Freya directly refused, with a faint smile on her lips and a charming tone. Yes, Lady Freya, Oda replied seriously after hearing the words, without further mentioning it. Hestia, I'm back. Carrying the food packed from the tavern, Bailan shouted after entering the stairs of the underground church. As soon as the words fell, a series of hurried footsteps came from below. Then, Hestia's figure appeared at the stairs. Bailan, come back. Ah, what's going on, Bailan? Hestia, who appeared at the top of the stairs, shouted excitedly, but her expression changed mid-sentence, and she frowned and asked. Because she found that the armor and weapons that Bailan wore in the morning were gone, and now he only had a white exercise uniform on his body. Ah, don't worry, nothing happened to my equipment and weapons. I learned another magic today, called dressing magic. It is a magic that opens up a small space and places equipment in it. When equipment is needed, it can be summoned at any time. I put the equipment in the dressing space. Bailan heard this, also noticed this, and then explained with a smile. Not long after he defeated the gangster adventurers who robbed him, he used the dressing magic to put the equipment into the dressing space, so that he could take it out at any time when needed. Hey, I learned magic again. Because of the previous 2 times, Hestia already had some immunity, so she just said it with a smile and didn't care. She won't make a fuss about what happened to Bailan now. Anyway, it's not bad for Bailan, not for himself. Bailan was also happy to see Hestia's reaction. Bailan really didn't want to lie to Hestia unless it was a last resort, and Hestia didn't ask Junghi what he wanted. Saw, Go and wash up quickly, and then let's eat together. Hestia took Bai Lan's hand and pulled her inside, saying as she walked. Bai Lan didn't resist. After a simple wash, the two finished their dinner with laughter and laughter. This was followed by Hestia's usual inquiries about the adventure. Because there was no obvious injury on Bai Lan's body, Hestia was not too worried. Soon, this daily activity came to an end, and the two began to talk about business. These are the medicinal materials and props for making potions that I went to Mahé to help me select. I bought 5 copies of each medicinal material, about 30 types, and 2 copies of each prop, so it should be fine. Because Hestia was not familiar with medicinal materials, Hestia specially captured her friend me as a strong man during the day and asked me to help her palm her eyes. These were bought under Miss Selection. Hey, they are all props made from good quality medicinal materials. He is indeed a god of medicine, and he specializes in the art. Ah, by the way, Hestia, when you buy medicinal materials tomorrow, why don't you buy some medicinal seeds? Any seeds will do, just buy more. After checking the quality of the medicinal materials, Bai Lan praised, and then said again asked Hestia. Medicine seeds, why do you want this? Hestia's face was full of questions. Grow your own. Ha, although Hestia was asked to buy medicinal seeds, Bai Lan did not tell Hestia the reason. Hestia asked several times, but Bai Lan remained tight-lipped and did not explain. He just smiled and said it was a secret. This made Hestia very helpless. However, Bai Lan didn't want to say it, and she wouldn't force it. Hestia, who didn't ask for an answer, quietly watched Bai Lan playing with various props and medicinal materials. However, Hestia's jaw almost dropped at this sight. Bai Lan's movements dazzled her, and she almost failed to follow him. Moreover, with the passage of time, bottle after bottle of potions were neatly placed aside. There was no failure at all, it felt as simple as playing house. In this situation, she had only seen Mahé operate so quickly in the heaven realm. However, that is only the time of the heavenly realm. After coming to the lower realm, without the help of divine power, Mahé was also slow in making the potion, fearing that the slightest mistake would cause the potion being made to be scrapped. But this guy Bai Lan didn't worry about this at all. His hands turned into afterimages, and various refining and fusion techniques that were very superb at first glance were quickly displayed in his hands. Bai Lan, you are a monster, right? Hestia couldn't help but say as she watched. Although he hadn't seen the scenes of people from other lands making potions, Hestia was very sure that Bai Lan was not inferior to any people from the world in making potions. At least no one can do Bai Lan's current situation. Only the medical gods in heaven can surpass Bai Lan. It has only been a day since Bai Lan acquired this ability, but he is already so proficient. That's not what monsters are. Hestia felt that she would be able to accept whatever unbelievable things happen to Bai Lan in the future. I wanted to make the potion as soon as possible and discuss something with you, so I tried my best. Bai Lan stopped when Hestia spoke, and explained with a smile. Discuss things with me. Aside from the medicinal seeds, is there anything else? Hestia nodded, then put his arms on the table, dragged his chin with both hands, and asked curiously while looking at Bai Lan. Don't get excited after what I said. Bai Lan nodded and then reminded him in advance. You speak like I'll be angry after hearing what you want to discuss. What's the matter? Bai Lan's words made Hestia even more curious, and urged Bai Lan. I would like to entrust members of the Loki Familia to enter the lower level with me. Bai Lan took a deep breath and then expressed his thoughts. As soon as these words came out, Hestia, who looked curious, turned aside, opened her mouth, and froze. It took a long time for Hestia to recover. Once recovered, Hestia's anger was full. Hestia retreated to the edge of the sofa, sat down on the sofa, crossed her arms, crossed her legs, and looked at Bai Lan angrily. Tell me, explain why you think this way. If you don't explain clearly, I won't spare you. Seeing Hestia looking so angry, Bai Lan scratched his cheek in embarrassment, and then opened his mouth to explain. As Bai Lan explained, Hestia's anger gradually subsided, revealing a thoughtful look. After a few minutes, Hestia stopped thinking and looked up at Bai Lan. It can improve your strength. I won't refuse this because of some personal grudges. However, even if I agree to let you issue a commission to the Loki Familia, with our current financial resources, we cannot recruit first-level adventurers. Furthermore, even if you have sufficient financial resources, Loki may not let her children agree to your commission. After all, that guy and I have a bad fate, Hestia said to Bai Lan. After Bai Lan explained clearly, Hestia's anger subsided. She is a god who understands righteousness, and there is no way she can stop Bai Lan from improving his strength faster. However, just because she didn't stop it didn't mean that Loki on the other side would agree. She and Loki had been quarreling since the beginning of the heaven. After arriving in the lower world, her bad relationship with Loki still continued. The reason is that the two people are completely opposite to each other. After all, one of him and Loki was rich, and the other was also rich, able to fly a plane. Since the beginning of heaven, the two of them had quarreled over this matter countless times. Speaking of this, Hestia was very confused. Demeter was also very big. Why did Loki get along so well with Demeter, and he was like an enemy to her? I'm already prepared for this, but I don't know if I can succeed. Once it succeeds, Loki will never stop it, and will even raise his hands to welcome me. Bai Lan said with a smile. Ready, Hestia tilted her head. What kind of preparation could make Loki ignore the fate between the two of them? This is the potion in my hand. This is a breast enlargement potion with a very strong effect. I just don't know if it will work on your gods. If it works, do you think she will refuse the great kindness I have shown her? Bai Lan shook the clear and transparent potion in her hand, without any flaws, and explained with a smile. No way, no way. The gods are immutable. Even medicine cannot change the physical condition of the gods. If it had been possible, Loki would have asked the god of medicine to help him when he was in heaven, and he wouldn't be so rich now. Hearing Bai Lan's words, Hestia shook her head without even thinking about it. Well, of course I know this, but can you always give it a try? Bai Lan replied with a smile, not discouraged. The heavenly medical gods have the imprint of this world, and the potions they produce cannot affect the unchanging gods, but the inheritance I received is not from this world. Although the medicinal materials from this world are used, there is still a high possibility that they have not been registered in this world. Well, it's just a possibility. If that doesn't work, you can bribe Tiona to go to the airport and let her take you to upgrade. Okay, you decide for yourself. I will go to me to discuss it tomorrow. If it really succeeds then, I will leave this matter on Miss Head. Hestia is indeed a god. She is very intelligent. If there is no result, she will think about it first. There are consequences. Thank you, Hestia. Bai Lan smiled slightly and thanked her. If a mortal really made something like this that could affect an unchanging god, it would definitely cause a big sensation. But if it was made by gods, then there would be no problem. Well, if Loki doesn't make Tiona, she is also equal. I have to say that Hestia is a very good god who puts Bai Lan's safety first. When Bai Lan mentioned this matter, Hestia was immediately ready to deal with possible consequences for Bai Lan. It was a sensation. There is nothing to thank you for, you are my dependent. Look at your appearance, the potion is finished. Not yet, one copy is short. Is there still one left? Well, since you want to ask God Mahe for help, then naturally you need to give some reward. Isn't God Mahe's only family member now missing an arm? In that case, I will give you a potion that can regrow the arms of God Mahe's followers. Bai Lan nodded slightly and then explained. Hey, can you also make this kind of potion? Hestia was extremely surprised when she heard Bai Lan's words. Ah, yes, that would be better. Hestia was also very happy after receiving the affirmative answer. On the one hand, I have to give some benefits to others, and on the other hand, I am happy for the child of the Mahe family. A girl's family has an artificial arm hanging on her body. It doesn't look good at all. It would be great if it could be restored. Hestia did not disturb Bai Lan, and just quietly watched Bai Lan continue to make the potion. Now that the potion is made, let's renew the favor. Soon, Bai Lan's potion was made, and Hestia waved her hand with a smile, preparing to renew the favor for Bai Lan. Ah, all right, let's update. Bai Lan, LV.1, Power, SSS 1450 right pointing arrow X 1999. Durability, SSS 1520 right pointing arrow X 1999. Smart. SSS 1540 right pointing arrow X 1999. Agility. SSS 1600 right pointing arrow X 1999. Magic. SSS 1700 right pointing arrow X 1999. Upgrade. Developing abilities. Warrior, Knight, Hunter, Magus. Magic. Resist the Ring of Fire. Consume magic power. Releases a ring of flame centered on the host. Clear all enemies around the host. Void Furnace. Increase the host's magic power limit. Instantly restore magic power. Perpetual motion machine. Big Fireball. Fire attribute attack magic. Consumes magic power to release a large fireball with a diameter of 1 meter. Light. Wind attribute auxiliary magic. Enhance user speed, flexibility. Super speed. Thunder magic. Use thunder to wrap around yourself and gain powerful mobility. Dress up magic. Skill. Upgrade. Fight monsters and upgrade. Destroy monsters to get stronger food. Improve strength. Farmation master. Pharmacist. Devout pharmacist. Able to make various potions. Team formation. Upgrade derived skills. Form a team. When teammates kill monsters, possessing skills can gain 70% experience. Task. Randomly trigger a task. Unknown rewards can be obtained by completing tasks. Instant kill. Follow your heart. Release a sure hit slash at enemies within a radius of 10 meters. Sharingan. Insight. Copy. Question mark question mark question mark. Great. By Lan, your greatness value is finally enough. After SSS there is X. It has refreshed my 3 views again. Also, the team building skill you just mentioned has also appeared. Besides, there is also a mission skill. This skill is similar to the guild's entrustment. Seeing the change of Bailan's favor attribute, Hestia jumped up. 3 feet tall, but the next moment, Hestia was stunned by the new words in the attributes. However, he soon came back to his senses. Now she is too lazy to pay attention to the skills that appear from time to time on Bailan's favor. Naturally, the more skills, the better. Obviously God's favor was created by your gods jointly, but you don't know anything about it. It's really shameful. Gods are not omnipotent. If you want to blame them, you children in the lower world have infinite possibilities. There is such a saying in the gods. The gods are immutable, but you children in the lower world have infinite possibilities. Forehead. Let's update first. Okay, but, Bailan, which one do you want to choose to develop your abilities? Magic Guide. Understood. Bailan. LV.2. Strength. I0. Durability. I0. Dexterity. I0. Agility. I0. Magic. I0. Development ability. Magic Eye. Magic. Resist the Ring of Fire. Consume magic power. Releases a ring of flame centered on the host. Clear all enemies around the host. Void Furnace. Increase the host's magic power limit. Instantly restore magic power. Perpetual motion machine. Big Fireball. Fire attribute attack magic. Consumes magic power to release a large fireball with a diameter of 1 meter. Light. Wind attribute auxiliary magic. Enhance user speed, flexibility. Super speed. Thunder magic. Use thunder to wrap around yourself and gain powerful mobility. Dress up magic. Skill. Upgrade. Fight monsters and upgrade. Destroy monsters to get stronger food. Improve strength. Farmation master. Pharmacist. Devout pharmacist. Able to make various potions. Team formation. Upgrade derived skills. Form a team. When teammates kill monsters, possessing skills can gain 70% experience. Task. Randomly trigger a task. Unknown rewards can be obtained by completing tasks. Instant kill. Follow your heart. Release a sure hit slash at enemies within a radius of 10 meters. Sharingan. Insight. Copy. This feeling is probably similar to the upgrading changes of upgrading the system to 4 levels before upgrading it to level 10. However, prop rewards such as the magic medicine field, like the Sword of Victory in Avalon, will not be captured. I'll take these potions to Mahe. We don't have a store now. Let's take it to Mihe first and let him help sell it. By the way, we can talk to Mihe about what we said last night. Oh, By the way, I'll give Mahe a layer of proceeds from the sale of the potion, that's okay. Early in the morning, Hestia packed up all the potions that Bai Lan made last night, then discussed with Bai Lan. Well, that's it for now. In 2 days I will go to the guild to rent a shop in the Tower of Babel. Then you will take care of the shop. Bai Lan nodded slightly and said, forget about the Tower of Babel. When I have enough money, I will go directly to Hephestus's site and ask Hephestus to rent a room. Hestia shook her head and rejected the proposal. God, Hephestus territory is all equipment street. Is it really good to open a pharmacy there? Hestia's words made Bai Lan's eyes twitch. Well, it's more conspicuous like this, isn't it? Think about it, when a pharmacy shop pops up suddenly when the entire street is full of equipment shops, this will definitely arouse the curiosity of many people, and then our business will come. Bai Lan's words not only did not let Hestia's reflection only made Hestia even more excited. I really don't know how your brain circuits are developed, but as long as you like it. The corner of his eye twitched twice again, and Bai Lan gave up trying to persuade Hestia. Then, I'll leave the matter to you, and it's time for me to set off. Be careful along the way. Normally, Bai Lan's journey from his family's residence to the Tower of Babel goes very smoothly, and nothing happens on the way. After all, he had just arrived and had not interacted with anyone except Hestia and Aina. It was those few gangsters who were looking for trouble on their own and approached Bai Lan yesterday evening. However, today's situation is somewhat different. The shortest way from the underground church leads you past the very famous tavern, the Hostess of the Bountiful. In the past 3 days, nothing happened when Bai Lan passed by here. However, when Bai Lan came here today, he was stopped. In the past, it was the 2 cat ladies, Anya and Chloe, who cleaned the path in front of the house early in the morning. But today is different. Today one of the 2 cat ladies has been changed, and it has been replaced by Sile Four. After seeing Sile Four taking the initiative to strike up a conversation with him, Bai Lan understood that the guy in front of him was definitely not Sile Four but another existence. The goddess of beauty, Freya. It's really early for this half-elf guy. He's going to the dungeon so early. Did you take the initiative as soon as you noticed me? It seems that I was really targeted by this guy. Facing the smiling girl in front of him, Bai Lan thought to himself. We are about to enter the dungeon. Bai Lan smiled slightly and responded politely, then nodded and prepared to leave. Be careful along the way, little half-elf. If you can, please come here to dine at night. Sire, no, the beauty goddess Freya watched Bai Lan leave directly, and was not surprised as she waved her hand and shouted. I'm not coming. Bai Lan didn't respond, but he was complaining in his heart. I came here to have a meal even though I was being watched by you. Isn't this a sheep entering a tiger's mouth? I'm not stupid. Thinking of this, Bai Lan quickened his steps, wanting to get away from the sight of the beauty goddess Freya as soon as possible and away from this place of right and wrong. However, what Bai Lan didn't know was that when the beauty goddess Freya called out the word half-elf, a green-haired elf carrying a stool inside the rich hostess was slightly startled and quickly looked outside. After seeing Bai Lan's figure, the green-haired elf was suddenly startled and his pupils narrowed. Found it, the hope of the Australia family. A slightly trembling whisper came from his mouth. This elf is none other than the last member of the Australia family. The title is, Haifeng Liang, the useless elf Liu Liang of the Australia Familia. Bai Lan didn't know this. At this time, Bai Lan was already rushing towards the Tower of Babel at a very fast speed. This time Bai Lan did not go to the Tower of Babel to replenish medicine. When making potions last night, Bai Lan made some potions for himself. There are only 2 kinds, the energy potion to restore physical strength and the inspiration potion to restore spirit. As for the others, Bai Lan doesn't need them. Stamina potions are for nothing to replenish stamina. Mental medicine is to restore the spirit. Although Bai Lan has a passive skill to restore magic power, mental energy will still be consumed when using magic. This is the case with magic in this world. Most of the magic in this world uses mental power to connect one's own magic with the magic from the outside world, and then uses chanting spells as a medium to combine the magic with the magic into the magic that one can use. Bai Lan's magic is almost the same, but because Bai Lan has the passive ability to restore magic power, he is not very dependent on external magic elements. But even so, it will still absorb some magic elements from the outside to strengthen the power of magic. This is also the principle behind the resistance fire ring that gradually grows larger after being released. Therefore, when Bai Lan consumes magic power, he will also consume mental power. This is one of the reasons why Bai Lan did not rely on resistance to the fire ring to upgrade. Using magic all the time is too taxing on your mental strength. Although the meditation technique Void Furnace can restore mental power during meditation, you will not be given the opportunity to meditate in the dungeon unless there is someone guarding you. Having said too much, Bai Lan went straight to Goliath as soon as he entered the dungeon. First, brush up the great achievements of this level. I already reached level 17 yesterday. I didn't move forward because of lack of time. Given enough time, Bai Lan might move on. Today, of course, I have to continue going down the level 1 conquered yesterday. If you encounter Goliath, just brush it. But, thinking of the first level heavenly group of the Loki Familia he met yesterday, Bai Lan estimated that he would not be able to meet Goliath today. Goliath was probably wiped out by Finn and others. It doesn't matter, Goliath's refresh cycle is relatively short, it will refresh once every 2 weeks. Based on my own upgrade speed, half a month should be just enough time to increase my attribute values. Speaking of the upgrade of favor, after yesterday's upgrade, Bai Lan was very sure that the benefit of upgrade of favor cannot be given up. Yesterday's upgrade of grace brought about a 4-level improvement. Just upgrading from LV.1 to LV.2 will have this kind of sublimation, and what changes will occur in subsequent upgrades? There can be no changes anyway. Using divine speed, it took an hour for Bai Lan to reach the 17th floor again. This time Bai Lan did not stop here, but rushed directly to the last room before the 17th floor leading to the 18th floor, which is the sighing wall where Goliath was born. If you happen to encounter a Goliath spawn, just kill it. If not, just skip the 17th and 18th floors and go directly to the 19th floor. What Bai Lan didn't know was that not long after he entered the dungeon and rushed from the first floor to the 17th floor, a figure entered the dungeon. As soon as he entered the dungeon, he frantically searched for his figure on the upper floors, but he still couldn't find it. Bai Lan's presence was not found. This figure is none other than Jiafeng Liang, Lu Liang. He said that we must find him and help him grow up. The hope of the Estrella Familia's re-emergence lies in him. My hope of seeing you again lies in him. He quickly shuttled up the upper level, and Lu's figure appeared in various battlefields, looking for Bai Lan's existence. While moving quickly, he murmured in a low voice. However, everything Lu did was in vain, because when she entered the dungeon, Bai Lan had already reached the middle level, and it was still the 17th floor. She was only looking for Bai Lan on the upper floor, so it was naturally impossible for her to see Bai Lan. Bai Lan didn't know this. At this time, Bai Lan had already arrived in front of the sighing wall. Looking at the pure white room, Bai Lan waited quietly for a minute, but did not wait for any movement. This situation made Bai Lan sigh slightly. Goliath must have been eaten as dessert by Finn and the others. Shaking his head slightly, Bai Lan stopped wasting time and walked towards the passage leading to the 18th floor. The 18th floor is one of the safe floors in the underground city, no different from the ground. The crystals on the ceiling emit pure white light, illuminating the entire floor. At a suitable temperature, the light emitted is almost the same as sunlight, making people feel warm all over. This situation can be said to be very rare in dungeons. However, Bai Lan is not here to enjoy himself. After entering the 18th floor, Bai Lan followed the map's guidance and rushed towards the passage leading to the 19th floor, directly entering the 19th floor. The floors after the 18th floor are completely different from the previous floors. The 19th floor is a huge space, known as the Big Tree Maze. There are towering trees everywhere, with root systems thicker than humans covering the entire space, and the vegetation is very lush. The monsters born after the 18th floor include firebirds, sniper dragonflies, giant beetles, bear beasts, etc., as well as others, almost a stew of everything. Bai Lan was greeted by deadly wasps as soon as he entered this floor. Flying monsters are troublesome for others to destroy, but Bai Lan is different. It doesn't matter whether you can fly or not, just fire a few fireballs and it will be extinguished. Ding! Kill the sniper dragonfly and get 80 experience points. Ding! Kill the sniper dragonfly and get 80 experience points. Ding. A series of prompts sounded in Bai Lan's mind. Bai Lan didn't care at all and kept releasing magic to destroy the monsters surrounding him. In 1 minute, Bai Lan eliminated all the monsters surrounding him and began to pick up the magic stones on the ground. Speaking of which, I remember whether it is the 19th or 20th floor. Let me take a look. After picking up the magic stone, Bai Lan suddenly heard that there seemed to be heretics in these floors, that is, those temporary places where intelligent monsters were born. After arriving at the station, Bai Lan, who was curious, couldn't help but check the map. The system map can completely display all the rooms on each floor, even those unexplored areas are also displayed in the system map. Well, it's true. This place is an unexplored territory, and it should be the residence of the heretics. Want to take a look? After checking for a while, Bai Lan found a place that was very suitable for his current residence, and he immediately had the idea of checking it out. However, the next moment, this idea was thrown away by Bai Lan. It's better not to cause trouble and upgrade properly. We only have a few hours today, let's see if we can level up in these few hours. Bai Lan only plans to spend one morning in the underground city today and will return to the surface in the afternoon. The breast enlargement potion has been made, and Bai Lan is going to visit the Loki Familia to see if it can be successful. Turning off the map, Bai Lan wandered around again, waiting for the dungeon's reaction. Soon, a group of monsters appeared in front of Bai Lan again, namely bear beasts. Bai Lan did not hesitate, drew his knight sword and rushed over. Ding. Kill the bear beast and get 90 experience points. Ding. Kill the bear beast and get 90 experience points. Ding. Use Sharingan continuously and get 20 Sharingan experience points. Ding. The reminder sounded in Bai Lan's mind again. Time gradually passed while Bai Lan was hunting. In the blink of an eye, 3 hours passed. At a certain moment, a prompt appeared in Bai Lan's mind, which made Bai Lan startled. Ding. Use the Sharingan continuously to gain 20 Sharingan experience points. The Sharingan experience value is full. The Sharingan upgrade is successful. The current level is LV.3. Hearing this voice, Bai Lan subconsciously looked at his attribute panel. Host. Bai Lan. Level. 13. Skills. Meditation Void Furnace, Magic Resist Fire Ring, Big Fireball, Lightness, Dress Up Magic, Skill Instant Kill, Pupil LV.3 Sharingan 0.10 Deputy Position. Grandmaster Level Pharmacist 200 100,000 10 acres of Magic Medicine Field. Functions. Team Formation, Tasks. Items. Noble Phantasm Sword of Oath of Victory, Noble Phantasm Distant Utopia, Energy Potion 5, Inspiration Potion 5. Experience Value. 3,254,000. Sharingan upgraded. As soon as this thought came to an end, Bai Lan felt a change in his eyes. In the Scarlet Eyes, the original 2 jades have changed, one of the jades has scattered the other jade, and the 3 jades are in a tripartite situation, spinning quickly. At the same time, some information related to his evolved Sharingan also appeared in Bai Lan's mind. Genjutsu. After the evolution of Sharingan, a new ability appeared, Genjutsu. Ability to use eye power to disrupt other people's minds and make them fall into illusions. The Genjutsu in the Naruto world is to mess with the chakra in other people's bodies, thereby making them fall into Genjutsu. Even the Sharingan is no exception. However, Bai Lan's Sharingan is different. The illusion of Bai Lan's Sharingan is to directly disrupt other people's spirits and make them fall into the illusion. It doesn't matter whether there is chakra or not. Come to think of it, Bai Lan's Sharingan is originally driven by magic power. It is normal for the current Genjutsu ability to be different from the original Sharingan. But at this moment, the sound of flapping wings came from in front of Bai Lan. It was the flame bird. Bai Lan hadn't completely wiped out the monsters that Bai Lan dealt with just now. When Bai Lan accepted the information about his newly acquired abilities, these monsters did not watch and had already arrived 2 meters in front of Bai Lan. Noticing this, Bai Lan's eyes narrowed slightly. Just in time, I can test this new ability of mine. With a thought, Bai Lan released his newly acquired illusion ability. Sharingan. The next moment, several flaming birds in front of Bai Lan who were looking at Bai Lan stopped in unison, flapped their wings and stopped in place. With my pupil power, there is no suspense in dealing with these flame birds. The monsters on the 19th floor are like weak babies to me. As long as I want to, I can control this floor with the genjutsu ability of the Sharingan alone. The next step is to use Sharingan's illusion to deal with monsters, just to gain the experience of Sharingan. Bai Lan murmured after testing the illusion of Sharingan and finding out his own illusion strength, said out loud. The next moment, Bai Lan raised the night sword in his hand high, and then quickly dropped it, turning several flame birds into ashes. Ding! Kill the flame bird and get 90 experience points. Ding! Sure enough, the experience points required to upgrade the 3 Magatama to the Mangekyo Sharingan are the same as before, but it has been increased 10 times. 10,000 experience points is really a long way to go. Based on the previous experience gain, it would take at least a month to upgrade the Sharingan to Mangekyo using the Sharingan for this level of combat. After that, the experience points required to upgrade the Kaleidoscope to the Eternal Kaleidoscope will definitely increase tenfold, which is 100,000. In this case, if we count it out, it will be 10 months. And this is not the limit of the Sharingan. Even the Eternal Kaleidoscope is only LV.5. My Sharingan should be able to continue to be upgraded to LV.6, the Rinnegan. It goes without saying that the experience points for upgrading to the Samsara Eye will continue to double, in other words, 1 million. This value makes me numb just thinking about it. Ignoring the prompts in his mind, Bai Lan began to calculate the process and requirements for upgrading his Sharingan. After getting the results, Bai Lan couldn't help but take a breath. Cool air. Forget it, it's useless to think too much. The boat will go straight when it reaches the bridge. Bai Lan's mentality is still very good. Although he was shocked by the data he calculated, he quickly recovered his mentality. Go on. Bai Lan wandered through the big tree maze again without thinking about upgrading the Sharingan, waiting for the dungeon's attack. Bai Lan didn't have to wait too long before the dungeon attack came again. Sniper dragonflies appeared in front of Bai Lan one after another. Bai Lan's eyes condensed, and the 3 Magatama Sharingan rotated crazily, and the illusion was silently applied to the sniper dragonfly in his sight. Wherever he looked, sniper dragonflies stopped, waiting to die in midair. Bai Lan didn't hold back, he raised his sword and dropped it. Oh no, he raised his sword and dropped it, directly harvesting the lives of these sniper dragonflies. Ding! Kill the sniper dragonfly and get 80 experience points. Ding! Ding! The experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 14. Ding! Congratulations to the host for upgrading, and the host will be rewarded with magic items and absolute defense. Magic item Absolute Defense. When encountering a crisis, an absolute defense force field is released to protect the user, with defense power up to LV.9. Hey, defensive magic item. Bai Lan's eyes suddenly lit up when he saw the introduction of this newly obtained reward. After establishing the Hestia Familia together with Hestia, Bai Lan has always had a worry in his heart, that is, how to ensure Hestia's safety, and how to ensure Hestia's safety when he is not with Hestia. Ya security. However, Bai Lan had nothing to do about this matter. The Avalon obtained previously cannot provide protection to Hestia. Because Avalon can only heal injuries, the release of the Noble Phantasm requires magic power. And this newly obtained magic item just solved Bai Lan's troubles. As long as you give this magic item to Hestia and let Hestia carry it with you and don't take it off, Hestia will be absolutely safe. Thinking of this, Bai Lan couldn't help but take out the magic item from the system space. Necklace. Just enough for Hestia to wear. Hestia doesn't seem to have any accessories on her body, which is not good. This necklace is so beautiful, I think Hestia will look very good wearing it. Looking at the extremely gorgeous necklace, Bai Lan put a smile on his face. Immediately, Bai Lan picked up all the magic stones on the ground, and then embarked on the return journey. I don't know what time it is now, or whether Loki's flat chest is in the Loki family. Speaking of which, can this thing that Hestia gave me allow me to enter the Loki Familia? As he hurried on, Bai Lan took out a blue string from his pocket. Yes, this string is Hestia's original blue ribbon. Bai Lan thought Hestia only had one blue ribbon before, but she didn't expect that she went through the closet last night and took out a whole box of blue ribbons. This is what Hestia said to Bai Lan when she handed the blue ribbon to Bai Lan. You ask the guard guarding the gate to give this to Loki, and that guy should meet you. Although we have a bad fate, if I visit with my token, the guy will still meet me. Yes, the Loki Familia is one of the two major families of Orario, and its main god is naturally not something that the small Kalami Familia can see at will. At most, they can see Finn and other people in charge. Unless, of course, Loki himself wants to see you. And even if he met Finn and told him everything about his request, Finn would not agree directly. The lower-level members of Loki's family may not know about the relationship between Loki and Hestia, but Finn definitely knows. There is no need for Finn to make his master god unhappy for a commission. Furthermore, Bailan might not be able to afford the amount of money to hire a first-level adventurer as a training partner, given his current wealth and financial resources. Therefore, the best way is to go directly to Loki. If Loki can succeed, it basically means that Loki's family has accepted his commission. And just when Bailan was returning, on the other side, in the headquarters of the Hephestus Familia, Hestia was in an office with a man with red hair, an eye patch on his right eye, and a white top and a black coat. The beauty, wearing trousers and black over the knee-high-heeled boots, chatted excitedly. This beauty is none other than Hephestus, the main god of the Hephestus Familia. Compared to Hestia's excitement, Hephestus was speechless at this time. Facing the chattering Hestia, Hephestus interrupted her. I don't care about the fact that your family members can make potions. But you can imagine opening a pharmacy in the equipment street. How long is your brain circuit? Hephestus sighed. Hey, Bailan said the same thing about me in the morning. After hearing Hephestus' words, Hestia stuck out her tongue playfully and said, It doesn't matter to me. As long as you can afford the rent, you can choose any vacant store. However, don't blame me if you lose money when the time comes. Hephestus's eyes without the eye patch twitched slightly, and then warned in advance. Do not worry. If it were morning, I would be confident, but I would also be worried. But now I'm not worried at all, Hestia assured, patting her chest. Why? Hephestus was a little curious when she heard this. I have sent the potion made by Bailan to Mahé for consignment. Mahé told me that the quality of the batch of potions made by Bailan was very strong, no weaker than the ones he made. That's Mahé. The potions he made are very popular, but due to financial constraints, the production volume is not large. Do you think you won't have to worry about selling if you can get praise from Mahé? Hestia said enthusiastically. But, this is Equipment Street. Hephestus was not surprised when he heard this, but instead poured a bucket of cold water on her. I know, but I have confidence. Hephestus. I lost to you. However, you got a very good familia, you were really lucky. Although she was a little speechless, Hephestus was really happy that her friend had gained such a capable familia just after he founded the familia. Thinking about it, it was very hard when I first founded the dependent clan. Because it was about forging the dependent clan, I had to do everything myself, and I also had to guide the dependents in forging skills and train the dependents. Unlike Hestia, her first dependent was so good. Everything was arranged for Hestia, and Hestia could just wait and enjoy it. Hestia was still working part-time before, but in the past 2 days, she came to him every day to chat and spank, and she didn't need to help her family at all. Just thinking about it makes me envious. In that case, it's settled. Hearing Hephestus's words, Hestia understood that it was settled that she would open a store in Equipment Street. Well, it's settled, don't regret it. It's noon now, let's eat together. Good. On the other side, while Hephestus and Hestia were eating, Bailan, who had traveled for an hour, also returned to the first floor. However, as soon as he entered the first floor, Bailan was stunned. Is there someone guarding the entrance to the passage? What, do you want to rob? Bailan's first thought when he noticed that there was someone at the entrance of the passage was this. However, after seeing the person not far away clearly, Bailan was slightly stunned. Why is this guy here? The person in front of Bailan is Bailan, who is both strange and familiar. He is a waiter in the Rich Hostess, and also the waste spirit Hayate Liang and Lu Liang in the Astralia family. Although he didn't know why Lu Liang was here, Bailan had no interaction with him, so he didn't stop there, but continued to walk forward, preparing to pass by Lu. He still needs to go to the Twilight Pavilion now, but he has no time to waste here. However, Bai Lan had no intention of communicating with Liu, but Liu took the initiative to stand in front of Bai Lan and stop Bai Lan. Mr. Bai Lan, starting from tomorrow, I will take you to the lower floor. For some reason, Liu was a little nervous when facing Bai Lan, but he said these words. Ah, Liu's words made Bai Lan's mouth open. Bai Lan still didn't understand why Liu stopped him, but Liu said such a sentence as soon as he came up, which made him even more confused. However, the next moment, Bai Lan came to his senses and became vigilant. You know my name. This guy Liu actually knows his name. Did the beauty goddess Freya tell this guy? Bai Lan's first reaction was that the goddess of beauty Freya told Liu her name. However, Bai Lan overturned this idea the next moment. No, it's impossible. Although the beauty goddess Freya has paid attention to her, she won't directly investigate her information. Although this guy paid attention to Belle in the original book, he didn't investigate Belle's origin. It wasn't until he met Hestia at the banquet of the gods and heard Hestia mention it that he knew that Belle belonged to the Hestia family. Therefore, Freya, the goddess of beauty, probably doesn't even know her name now, let alone tell other people her name. So, how did Liu know this? After I came to Olali, I only had contact with Hestia and Aegina. It is impossible on the side of the guild, and the possibility on Hestia's side is also very slim. So, how did Liu know? Find your own purpose. I'm very sorry, Bai Lan. I can't say some words, but I can only say that you are the hope of the Australia family, and I will never hurt you. Liu also noticed Bai Lan's expression. After the change, he suddenly became panicked and hurriedly explained. That change of expression cannot be faked at all. At least with the supervision of his Sharingan, there is nothing wrong with the subtle changes on Liu's face. Those subtle changes are all moving in one direction, that is, panic. Seems to be afraid of something. Afraid of what? Afraid of misunderstanding. It's really strange. After muttering to himself, Bai Lan sat down cross-legged. Sit down and tell us your purpose. Hearing this, Liu also sat down, but it was a little different from Bai Lan's cross-legged posture. Liu sat on his knees, and looked very reserved. He was afraid that Bai Lan would misunderstand him again because of his slightest weakness. There are many things I can't say, but I still say the same thing. You are the hope of the Australia family. I will never hurt you. On the contrary, I will help you grow up. If you agree, then I will take you to the lower level to eliminate the monsters. With my level of LV.5, I can protect your safety on the lower level so that you will not be harmed. Liu said seriously. As he spoke, Liu's eyes never left Bai Lan's eyes. The hope of the Australia Familia. Level 5. Also, why do you want to go to the lower level to destroy the monsters? After hearing Liu's words, Bai Lan immediately felt something was wrong. Adventurers need to fight on their own to gradually improve their strength, so they basically fight against evenly matched monsters. As soon as Liu opened his mouth, he said that he would take him to the lower level. That place is where high-level adventurers above level 3 set foot. Does he look like a high-level adventurer? Also, I remember that Liu was at level 4. How come it became level 5? This is somewhat different from what I remember. In the original book, after sending Astoria, the main god of the family, to retaliate against the Rudra family, when the Rudra family was exterminated, it was only LV 4, not LV 5. After that, Liu never updated his favor, it was always LV.4. I can't say this. I only know that the deeper the risk, the better it will be for you, Bai Lan. Regarding this issue, Liu remained silent. You told me these things when you left. Let me take you to the lower level, and then slowly move towards the deeper level. Although she kept silent on the surface, in her heart, Liu silently recalled the time when they first met. Picture, I murmured in my heart. Seeing Liu's appearance, Bai Lan's pupils shrank slightly. How did Liu know that he would gain something by going to the lower level? Does Liu know about my golden finger ability? No, it's impossible. Even Hestia doesn't know. How could Liu, an elf, know? However, after thinking about it for a while, Bai Lan agreed directly. There is a free labor force, don't give it up for free. Anyway, even if Liu has any plans, he is not afraid. At worst, he will directly liberate Avalon, or use the Sword of Victory to strike. Besides, it's impossible for Liu's character to do such a thing. This guy was very firm on the concept of justice when the Estrella Familia was still there, and it was impossible for him to do anything that went against justice. That is to say, the change on the 27th floor later changed Liu, and made Liu do something against justice for the first time. She was alone, tried her best, and used all kinds of dirty methods to destroy the Rudra family. He had just arrived in Orario and had no enmity with Liu. It was impossible for Liu to suddenly attack him. There is definitely a reason for Liu to do this, but this reason is not detrimental to him, but is very beneficial. With Liu taking him on an adventure to the lower levels, he no longer has to go to the Loki Familia. After all, going to the Loki Familia may not necessarily lead to success. Having said this, Bai Lan suddenly remembered something, and his eyes fell on Liu next to him, and on his chest. Liu's senses were very sharp, and he immediately noticed Bai Lan's gaze, and couldn't help but put his hands on his chest. "What do you want to do?" "Ah, no, I just want to ask you for a favor." Bai Lan also reacted when he heard this, a little embarrassed, but he still expressed his thoughts. "It's impossible for me to do dirty things, so just give up." Hearing this, Liu refused without even thinking. He was very excited and spoke loudly. Bai Lan was stunned for a moment, and then his face was filled with shame when he realized what he was doing. "What are you thinking about? I entrusted God Mahe to make a potion. It was originally intended to be used by one person. Now that you have appeared, I thought, let you help test the effect." Bai Lan rolled his eyes said. Sorry, I reacted too violently." Only then did Liu realize that she had misunderstood, and apologized, and then, Liu asked Bai Lan, as long as it wasn't too much medicine, would she be okay? "Will refuse to lend a hand." "What kind of potion is this of yours?" "Breast enhancement potion." "Ha, oh, it's actually gotten so big." Bai Lan muttered while walking on the road, staring at Liu beside him. The previous Liu was almost flat, which means it was a little better than the airport. To be specific, it was an A, but after drinking the potion made by Bai Lan, it crossed 2 levels and directly reached a D. "Mr. Bai Lan, don't look at it." Being stared at by Bai Lan like this, Liu was very embarrassed and angry, covering his chest and said angrily. If it weren't for the Astralia Familia, she wouldn't have drank that bottle of potion. After drinking that bottle of potion, a certain part of her developed again and grew wildly. The clothes she wore were very loose before, but now they feel very tight, with a feeling of suffocation. Moreover, becoming so big all of a sudden made her movements very inconvenient. She needs to go back and adapt well so that her skills will not deteriorate. "Ah ha ha, sorry. I didn't expect that potion to be so effective. It is indeed a potion made by Master Mahe. I just don't know if it will work for the gods." Bai Lan laughed and apologized, then muttered to himself. Now that he has decided to push the matter to Mahe, Bai Lan will naturally not neglect to explain the source of the medicine when he gave the medicine to Liu for use. This potion was originally made for Loki, but now it is used on Liu. It is very useful, but I don't know if it will work on Loki. The gods are immutable. This medicine of yours should not be able to affect the gods. By the way, Mr. Bai Lan, why do you want to help Lord Loki? Hearing Bai Lan's purpose, Liu shook her head reflexively, and then she asked curiously. "Same as your purpose. I want to entrust a first-level adventurer from the Loki Familia to take me to the lower level. However, my main god and Loki, the main god of the Loki family, have a bad relationship. If there are no special circumstances, Loki probably won't let Finn and the others agree to my commission. So I thought of helping Loki deal with her troubles. However, with you now, it's okay not to entrust the Loki family." Bai Lan didn't hide anything, and explained directly. Although Bai Lan was not satisfied with having Liu as a tool man and wanted to continue entrusting the Loki family, but thinking about Liu's identity as an adventurer wanted by the guild, Bai Lan gave up. After all, if Liu comes to help him, he can't put Liu in danger. "I can only reluctantly give up my love." Hearing Bai Lan's words, Liu was thoughtful, and memories of the past appeared in her mind. Liu, the more first-level adventurers there are, the better. The memories of the past reappeared. Liu narrowed her eyes slightly, and said, "Mr. Bai Lan, potions cannot work on gods, but they can make a first-level adventurer in the Loki family take action and accept your commission." "You mean Tiona?" Forget it, your identity cannot appear in front of others. Even if you change your appearance now, the first-level adventurers of the Loki family must know your existence. Liu's words made Bai Lan think of something lively. However, Bai Lan denied this idea the next moment. If Mr. Bai Lan is worried about my identity, then there is no need. I have encountered first-level adventurers from the Loki Familia several times after being wanted. They have no ill intentions towards me and have never reported me. As Mr. Bai Lan said, they know me, they often go to the hostess pub where I work for dinner, and they know about my existence. Lu shook his head, saying that he did not need to worry about his identity, and asked Bai Lan explained. When Lu said this, Bai Lan remembered that this was really the case. Finn and the others from the Loki Familia must know that Liu is in the hostess tavern. No, it should be said that many of the gods' familia are aware of Liu's existence, but they have no intention of taking action against Liu, and they all turn a blind eye. Just like Hermes, when Bel was trapped in the middle layer, this guy immediately thought of asking Liu for help. It can be seen that Liu's existence is not too secret among some gods. It's okay if you say that. After thinking about this clearly, Bai Lan looked thoughtful and agreed after a while. In that case, let's go to the Twilight Pavilion now. Then Mr. Bai Lan, I will go back first. I'll wait for you on the first floor of the dungeon tomorrow morning. Lu nodded, and then prepared to say goodbye to Bai Lan and return to the hostess of Fenfu. She will ask for leave from Aunt Mia in the next time. No, you come with me. Finn and the others won't attack you anyway. Moreover, with your evidence, Tiona and Loki should believe the authenticity of the potion I brought. Liu was about to leave, but Bai Lan reached out to hold Liu and asked her to go to Dusk with him, pavilion. However, something happened this time. No, it's not a big deal, it's just that Liu was stunned. Mr. Bai Lan, this. Lu stared blankly at the hand held by Bai Lan and shouted unconsciously. Seeing Lu like this, Bai Lan was a little puzzled. However, when he followed Lu's gaze and saw the hands of the two people touching, Bai Lan reacted no matter how slow he was and quickly let go of his hands. Sorry, I forgot about the special characteristics of the elves. After letting go of his hand, Bai Lan apologized a little embarrassedly. Bai Lan forgot that the elves have a very special situation, that is, they only let the people they identify with touch their skin. No, it's not Mr. Bai Lan's fault. He took back his hand and touched his palm. Feeling the residual warmth from his palm, Lu shook his head. I didn't resist Mr. Bai Lan's touch. Is it because I have regarded Bai Lan as my hope for so many years, so I have already identified with Mr. Bai Lan in my heart? Lu thought silently in his heart. Her germophobia is very serious. As long as it is not someone she identifies with, she will have a severe resistance reaction when someone else's hand is about to touch her skin, and her body will react unconsciously to prevent others from touching her own. However, he didn't resist Bai Lan's touch just now. Even when Bai Lan held his hand, he didn't shake it away. Bai Lan is the third person I identify with in my life, the third person who touches my hand without any resistance. For a moment, Lu looked at Bai Lan with a gentler gaze. In front of the museum at dusk, Bai Lan and Lu stood in front of the gate openly. It was not difficult to enter the Twilight Pavilion. Bai Lan took out the blue ribbon Hestia gave him and handed it to the guard guarding the door. In the name of Hestia's family, he just asked the guard to give it to Loki. There was no bloody incident that looked down on others. The guards of the Loki Familia had a normal character. After taking the blue ribbon from Bai Lan's hand, they politely said, "Come with me," and led Bai Lan and Lu. The two entered the Twilight Pavilion. After leading Bai Lan and Lu to a huge reception room, the guards left quickly. It seems to be going to notify the manager of the Loki family. Not long after, the door to the reception room was opened, and a figure over 1 meter tall walked in. I didn't expect that Lady Hestia has already founded a clan, and even came to visit her. Welcome. After entering the reception room, I saw Bai Lan and Lu. Although they have different identities, one of them just yesterday I had seen him before, and the other one was a wanted person, but Finn still greeted him politely. Sorry to bother you, Mr. Finn. Bai Lan smiled politely and said. Loki will be here shortly, but before that, can you tell me in advance why Master Hestia sent you here? Finn nodded slightly, and then asked. There is no way. Finn is very clear about the bad fate between god Hestia and his main god Loki. He was afraid that something would happen if Bailan came to visit Loki on the order of god Hestia. He didn't want to see such a thing, so he came to inquire about the situation in advance. Well, actually I want to visit Loki, it has nothing to do with Hestia. Hestia also knew about this, but she was afraid that I wouldn't be able to come in here, so she gave me the token. Bailan smiled and explained. Call, don't worry too much. The Twilight Pavilion is not a forbidden place. The Loki Familia welcomes visits from all familia. Finn heard this, first heaving a sigh of relief, and then said with a smile. However, next time you come, Miss Lu, please don't be so above board. If anyone with a heart notices it, it will be very bad for the Loki family, and it will also be very bad for you, Miss Lu. Ah, Miss Lu, you. Looking at the greatly changed Lu, Finn stopped talking. As you can see, Mr. Finn, the next visit is related to Liu's change. I want to improve the relationship between Hestia and Loki, so I commissioned Lord Mahé to make a potion that can change the chest. Let Liu test it before coming here. The effect is very good. I hope it can work on Lord Loki. Liu didn't speak, but Bailan spoke and explained with a smile. It would be great if it can be successful. After all, Loki has always been very troubled by this. However, the gods are unchanging, and the possibility is very low. Don't have too much hope. Finn sighed and shook his head when he heard this. And at this moment, there was a rush of footsteps outside the reception room. The next moment, there was a sound of brakes, smoke came out from the soles of Rocky's feet, and he braked abruptly at the gate. It can be seen that Loki rushed over at a speed of 200%. Where is the little one? Loki yelled loudly as soon as he appeared. Didn't you say that the little one is coming? Just after shouting, Loki, who saw the situation in the reception room, was stunned and said blankly. I'm so sorry, Hestia didn't come over. I came here specifically to visit you, Lord Loki. Bailan stood up and explained. What? It won't be fun if the little one doesn't come. Hearing this, Loki suddenly lost interest. Finn on the side was extremely ashamed. Fortunately, I didn't come, but it's okay if I come. At this moment, Loki noticed Lu beside Bailan. Huh. Sister Lu. The next moment, Loki's squinted eyes suddenly opened wide, and he pounced directly, but his pounce was in vain, and Liu left his original position first. Ah, Loki, the elves will not let anyone touch you casually, even if you are a god. Finn on the side felt ashamed again and reminded him with his forehead. Oh, forgot, Sister Lu, tell me quickly, what's going on with those 2 lumps on your chest? After hearing this, Loki also reacted and did not continue to pounce on Lu, but asked him excitedly. Ryu. Hearing this, Lu didn't speak, but looked at Bailan. Loki understood instantly and turned his attention to Bailan. Boy, are you the one who caused such a huge change in Sister Lu's body? Looking at Bailan, Loki asked expectantly. She is very aware of Liu's previous cup size, but now it has become so big. It's really enviable and jealous. I want this change too. Roaring madly inside. Ah, that's why you came to visit Lord Loki this time. Bailan nodded slightly and replied. Hurry up and tell me how you did it. Loki became even more excited after receiving the reply. This is a potion made by Lord Mahé. Lu became like that after drinking this potion. I just don't know if it can have an effect on you, Lord Loki. Bailan did not delay and directly transferred the breast enlargement from the system space. The potion was taken out and handed to Loki. Seeing the potion being handed over, Loki took it without thinking and drank it in one gulp without giving Finn a chance to stop him. The next moment, Loki's body emitted a faint light, just like when Liu drank the potion before. Seeing this scene, Bailan was also stunned. It really works. On the opposite side, Finn and Liu were also stunned at this time. They were both shocked and had the same idea. Is it really effective against the gods? As it became more and more dazzling, Loki's chest gradually changed. The white shirt began to float, and finally became tight. Within a few seconds, with a crash, the white shirt burst open, revealing white flowers, of a piece. Bailan was stunned when he saw this scene, but the person involved, Loki, didn't care at all. Instead, he jumped up excitedly and gave Bailan a lot of benefits. Well, it's a really big wave. Oh, yes, I am finally a big European. Why are you looking at me like this? Leaving the Twilight Pavilion, Ludu looked at Bai Lan in surprise, making Bai Lan feel slightly uncomfortable. This is the first time I've seen something that can change the body of a god. Liu said bluntly. I didn't expect it either. I didn't have high hopes. Bai Lan shrugged and replied calmly. To be honest, Bai Lan was confident at the beginning, but then under Hestia's words, Bai Lan's confidence in his potion was shaken. Even if Liu succeeded, Bai Lan was not 100% sure, or not even one level. This time I came here just like what Liu said before, the purpose was to focus on Diona, Loki was just there by the way. Unexpectedly, it actually succeeded. As soon as Bai Lan said this, Liu did not continue speaking and fell into silence. However, at this moment, a thought came to Liu's heart. If it were you, it would be easy for people to accept it. Although Bai Lan kept emphasizing that the potion was made by Mahei, Liu had a hunch in his heart that the potion should be made by Bai Lan himself. After all, Bai Lan is so mysterious. Next, the two continued to chat. Most of the time, Bai Lan was insinuating how Liu knew about his existence. Although Liu didn't express it specifically, Bai Lan could feel that Liu had no ill intentions toward him, and even seemed to regard him as hope. Bai Lan really wanted to know what was going on. However, no matter how Bai Lan inquired, Liu remained silent. In desperation, Bai Lan had no choice but to give up the idea of continuing to inquire. At an intersection, the two separated. Liu went back to the hostess tavern of Feng Yu, while Bai Lan rushed towards the underground church. Because of coming back too early, Hestia is not in the underground church at this time, so I don't know where it is now. However, Bai Lan estimated that Hestia should be on the way to buy medicinal seeds now. Hestia was not at the residence, nor was Bai Lan. He just came back, and left the family again before his butt was hot. Bai Lan was going to exchange the magic stones that had not been exchanged before. Yesterday, because of Agina's presence, I didn't exchange it at the exchange counter, but asked Agina to exchange it for herself. Even if Agina is there today, Bai Lan will exchange it directly. The reason why I didn't exchange it before was because I was afraid that Agina would know that I was going to the middle level and be lectured by Agina. But now I have my own excuse. If you have a big boss to take care of you, that's no problem. Although this big boss Liu can't say it himself, but he is also a big boss, and Agina can't say anything. However, this time Bai Lan thought too much. Agina was not at the foreground, but was busy with other things in the background. In this regard, Bai Lan did not specifically call Agina, and came to the exchange counter with a large bag of magic stones. Because it was after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there were not many people in the guild except for the guild staff. There were very few adventurers, and there was not a single adventurer at the exchange counter, so Bai Lan started the exchange directly. The clerk at the exchange counter had obviously seen the world. Bai Lan handed over such a large bag of Wallace without batting an eye, and exchanged it for Bai Lan in a businesslike manner. Soon, the guild staff completed the inventory, then took out Wallace of the same value and placed them in front of Bai Lan. Thank you. Bai Lan thanked him and left with Wallace. However, what Bai Lan didn't know was that Agina, a half-elf, was very popular in the guild. She could almost be said to be the guild's favorite, and the guild employee who just exchanged Wallace for Bai Lan was an old man. As soon as Bai Lan left the guild, this guy told Aina that the Wallace exchanged by Bai Lan only exploded in mid-level dungeons. Aina was writing a document at the time. When she heard the news, she was obviously stunned. The next moment, Aina rushed out without hesitation. In a few steps, he arrived behind Bai Lan, who had just left the guild not long ago, and grabbed Bai Lan by the collar. Bai Lan, you idiot! The roar made Bai Lan slightly stunned, and Bai Lan let out a slightly silly puzzlement. This old man. Inside the guild, in a small cubicle in the reception room, Bai Lan listened obediently to Aina's lecture, and secretly cursed the guild employee who exchanged Wallace for him. Aina kept chattering for half an hour, giving various reminders, and brought out a large number of tragedies caused by adventurers, reckless behavior to warn Bai Lan, so that Bai Lan should not act recklessly. Aina was really frightened. The place where the magic stone appeared was on the floors below the middle floor. Those above the middle floor could only be called magic stone fragments. And Bai Lan actually took out a magic stone worth 400,000, which means that Bai Lan has already been to the middle level. Although Bai Lan came back safe and sound and brought back so many magic stones, Aina still had lingering fears. After preaching continuously for half an hour, Aina stopped because her mouth was dry. However, after stopping, Aina also realized that she had overreacted. Even though he was Bai Lan's new adventurer advisor, he wouldn't have such a reaction. Thinking of this, Aina lowered her head and apologized sheepishly, "Sorry, I was too excited. But when I think about the possibility of you dying in the middle, I can't help it. There's nothing to be sorry for. Miss Aegina is doing this for my own good. However, Miss Aina, I have said before, I will not joke with my life. The reason why I entered the middle level this time is entirely because someone took me with me. I am a first-level adventurer," Bai Lan said with a smile, telling a lie that was not serious or serious. In front of Hestia, Bai Lan can't lie, so Bai Lan will directly say that he can't tell anything. But in front of Aina, Bai Lan can do it. Bai Lan doesn't feel any guilt for such a white lie. A first-level adventurer will take you. After hearing this, Aina, who had just calmed down, was shocked. Aha, but I can't say her name. Sorry, Liu, it's up to you to prepare this responsibility. From tomorrow on, others will help you carry it. Chapter 31. Aegina is really dedicated. She actually wanted to meet with Liu to make sure that Bai Lan was not lying. But, can Liu see you? If you change your identity, Bai Lan might agree. You are a guild employee, how could an adventurer wanted by the guild meet you? It's impossible no matter how you think about it. However, Bai Lan did not refuse, and asked Aegina to wait in the guild early tomorrow morning, and he would bring people over. Liu couldn't see her, but the others could. Anyway, we have made an agreement with Loki and the others. Bai Lan prepared 2 doses of breast enlargement potion last night, for Loki and Tiona, but now one was used by Liu and one was used by Loki, so Bai Lan doesn't have it anymore. Prepare another dose of breast enhancement potion tonight, and bring enough rewards to the Twilight Pavilion tomorrow to get someone. Angry Snake Dion, Grand Cut Diona, and Sword Princess Ice. Originally, Loki was going to join Bert, but Finn stopped him because Bert's character meant that he would not agree to such a thing. There is no need to think about the remaining big 3, only Dion, Diona and sisters can do it, especially Diona, and then Icy. Icy is the easiest to handle, such a small matter, you just have to say hello, Icy will not refuse, and it is not free work. Let Aegina directly meet Sword Princess Ice and the others tomorrow, so Aegina won't be worried. The 3 first-level adventurers are not going to the upper and deeper levels. If Bai Lan is injured, it will be a sign of being a first-level adventurer. After leaving the guild, Bai Lan rushed to the station again. An hour was wasted because of being dragged by Aegina to preach. By the time Bai Lan returned to the station, it was already past 5 in the evening. Hestia had also returned here at this time. However, this guy was holding a bag and rubbing it constantly. Bai Lan knew it was Wallace without even looking at the jingling noise coming from the bag. Judging from the size of the bag, it was not much worse than the Wallace I had exchanged from the trade union. In addition, there is an extra large bag in the corner not far away. As a pharmacist, Bai Lan immediately smelled the fragrance of the medicinal materials coming from the bag, and the quality was as good as ever. The god of medicine, Mahe, is really a god suitable to be a friend. Bai Lan, come on, come on. Look, these are the gains from selling potions today. Hestia turned around when she heard the noise and saw Bai Lan holding the bag, and she immediately greeted him excitedly. Hearing this, Bai Lan walked over slowly and put the bag in his hand on it. Wow, these are your harvests today. Seeing Bai Lan's bag, Hestia asked excitedly, her eyes lit up. I put it in the space yesterday and forgot to redeem it, and add it together today. Bai Lan nodded and explained. Together, that's 800,000 Wallace. Looking at the 2 bags that were almost the same, Hestia's wealth-obsessed nature broke out, and she seemed to be drooling at the corner of her mouth. Ah, by the way, Bai Lan, today's harvest from selling potions is 600,000, and the remaining 540,000 was given to Mi as commission fee. Among them, I asked Mi to accompany me to buy some medicinal materials and seeds. Leave it there. Hestia reacted quickly, straightened up her image in an instant, and told Bailan about today's situation seriously. Pharmaceuticals are really a lot of money. It's just 100,000 Wallace medicinal materials, but the potion has been multiplied by 5 or 6 times. Hearing Hestia's words, Bailan couldn't help expressing emotion even though he knew about this. It can't be said that way. Although the profession of pharmacist is very profitable, it is also a profession that burns money. Cultivating a pharmacist who can independently make medicine will consume a huge amount of money during this period. It's just you're a freak, you're so proficient when you just acquired the ability to make potions, and you didn't make any mistakes at all. Hestia didn't agree with Bailan's emotion, and couldn't help retorting. That's right. Bailan heard the words, and the experience of the master pharmacist in the pharmacist's inheritance appeared in his mind, so he couldn't help but nodded, approving. What happened to the master-level pharmacist was the same as what Hestia said, and he was promoted step by spending money. That is to say, Bailan, in one step, from an apprentice to a master directly, without going through those difficult journeys at all. Oh, by the way, Bailan, Mahé asked me to say thank you on his behalf, and he also agreed to let him take the blame. Yes, I see. By the way, Hestia, I have a gift for you. With a slight nod, Bailan thanked him for receiving it. Immediately, Bailan remembered the magic item necklace in the system space, and then said, the magic item necklace was taken out from the system space. It's so beautiful. Looking at the dazzling necklace in Bailan's hand, Hestia couldn't help shouting out. Did you buy this? It's very expensive. After being amazed, Hestia couldn't help asking. No, it's the same as the sword of promised victory. This thing has self-defense capabilities. With this, as long as it is not a first-level adventurer, no one can hurt you, Hestia. Bailan shook his head and explained, Bailan did not absolutely tell me all the power of defense, otherwise it is hard to explain. After all, no one under the gods can hurt. Just kidding, no one in Orario can make such a powerful magic item, and the outside world is the same. And if it is the first level, it is much easier to accept. Although this thing is rare, it is still available. This remark shocked Hestia, who did not expect Bailan to get such a good thing in the dungeon. He didn't ask any more questions, with a look of excitement on his face. Really, Bailan, put it on for me quickly. Excited, Hestia quickly turned around, exposing the back of her fair neck to Bailan. Seeing this, Bailan stepped forward and gently put it on Hestia. After putting on the necklace, Hestia quickly turned around, showing off her charm. Bailan, how are you? Does it look good? Hestia asked Bailan. It's beautiful, Hestia is so beautiful. Baikan nodded slightly, couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth, and praised without hesitation. Even without any jewelry decoration, Hestia is already very beautiful, but after wearing the necklace, Bailan feels that Hestia is even more beautiful, giving Bailan a feeling of surprise, so that Bailan's eyes have never been leave Hestia. However, none of these things were noticed by Hestia, who was excitedly playing with the gift she had received. This was the first gift Bailan gave to herself. Hestia was very happy and valued it, and the smile on her face never stopped. At the same time, Hestia's vague feeling towards Bailan also became much stronger. Bailan is so good. After watching Hestia fiddle with the necklace for a while, Bailan entered the kitchen and started preparing dinner. Since coming to this world, Bailan has been able to cook by himself, so his cooking skills are also very good. A sumptuous dinner was quickly completed. The two of them chatted about today's events while eating dinner, and soon the dinner was over. Hey, it really worked. Fortunately, I have already discussed it with Mahé, and Mahé agreed, otherwise it would be really troublesome. After dinner, Hestia sat on the sofa to eat, and when she was bored, she mentioned Loki to Bailan. She didn't expect that the potion made by Bailan actually worked. Yeah, it worked, so the plan to entrust the Loki Familia to help me become stronger went smoothly. Loki asked Raging Snake, Great Cutoff and Sword Lady to take me. Ah, by the way, besides this, there is another thing. I don't know why, but Hayate Ryong from the Astralia Familia contacted me and said that he would take me to the lower levels for adventure. I agreed. Bailan, who was washing dishes with a scarf on, heard this, looked over, and said, Astraea, and she is with the first-level adventurers of the Loki Familia, is there no problem? Hestia was stunned when she heard this, and said with some worry. Hestia knew about the Australia Familia's Hayate Ryong. She had been reading the books of the lower world in the 4 months since she came down. She had also read some records in the guild and knew about Liu's existence. However, Hestia was not disgusted with Liu, but she was worried that if she came into contact with Liu, she would be judged as an accomplice by the guild. Moreover, there is also Loki Familia involved. It's okay. Several of Warario's big family members basically know about Liu's existence, but they don't want to do anything to Liu. They basically turn a blind eye. Bai Lan explained with a faint smile. Yeah, that makes me feel relieved. Well, turn a blind eye. After hearing this, Hestia was relieved. Although they had only been in contact for a few days, Hestia knew Bai Lan's character very well. Just one word, stable. However, the next moment, another red figure appeared in Hestia's mind. Bai Lan, can you make a potion to treat injuries, like the one you gave to Loki before? Hestia said excitedly. I do know how to use medicine to treat injuries, and it's very effective. It can revive human flesh and bones. However, the ingredients for that potion are very precious. What do you want this for? Hearing Hestia's excited tone, Bai Lan cast his eyes over again, with a hint of doubt in his tone. The next second, an idea flashed in Bai Lan's mind, and he instantly understood Hestia's thoughts. Hestia, do you want to help Lord Hephestus? Bai Lan gave the answer before Hestia could speak. Yeah, that's it. Since your potion can be effective on Loki, the potion used to treat injuries should also be effective. I just wanted to try and see if I could make the scar on Hephestus' face return to normal. Hestia nodded slightly, her expression very serious. Okay, I'll draw some pictures of medicinal materials for you later, and you can go look for these medicinal materials tomorrow. Bai Lan nodded and agreed. The potions inherited by Bai Lan are fundamentally different from the potions in this world. Although most of the potions have the same effect through different methods, the medicinal materials used are different. The medicinal materials in this world match the medicinal materials inherited by Bai Lan, but their names are different. So Bai Lan made a picture of the medicinal materials he needed and gave it to Hestia, asking her to find it. As for why Bai Lan did this, it was naturally because he knew that Hestia had Mahé as a good friend. When deciding to sell potions, Bai Lan and Hestia included Mahé. The 10% profit given to Mahé mentioned before was what was discussed before. It can also be regarded as Mahé's reward for taking the blame. Mahé will take a commission from the shares sold every day, which can be said to be a very big benefit. After washing the dishes, Bai Lan drew a picture of the needed medicinal materials and handed it to Hestia. Then he ignored the person who was staring at the painting intently, trying to write down the appearance of the medicinal materials on the painting. Hestia walked to the table next to the wall where potion-making tools were placed, and began to make the potion. It took Bai Lan an hour to make all the potions to be sold tomorrow, and then Bai Lan started another thing. Plant the medicinal seeds purchased by Hestia into the magic medicine field in the small space. The medicinal seeds in Bai Lan's hand appeared directly in the small space as soon as he thought about it, automatically floated above the magic medicine field and fell into the medicine field. The next moment, Bai Lan clearly felt that the flow of magic elements in the small space became faster, rushing towards the medicine field, and continuously entered the medicine field, and began to correctly stimulate the growth of the medicinal materials, shrinking. Growth time of medicinal materials. Bai Lan could feel that the medicinal materials were growing rapidly, but Bai Lan could not see any changes for a while. However, even so, it is enough. It is enough to know that the medicinal materials are growing rapidly. The medicinal materials I planted are not precious medicinal materials, and their growth cycle is not long. Based on my perception of the growth of these medicinal materials, I estimate that they will be ready to harvest in about a week. Before that, Hestia still needed to buy the medicinal materials needed to make the potion. After finishing his work, Bai Lan communicated with Hestia again. Because he was only promoted to 1 level today, Bai Lan did not ask Hestia to renew her favor. After communicating for more than an hour, the two began to take a rest. However, maybe because of the necklace he gave Hestia, Bai Lan clearly felt that Hestia's feelings for him had become much stronger. This guy didn't want to sleep in a bed, but he actually wanted to squeeze into the sofa with me. Bai Lan, who couldn't resist Hestia, agreed immaturely. Holding Hestia in his arms, the two of them slowly fell asleep with a thin sheet covering them. Not to mention, Hestia is quite soft and very comfortable to hold. Early the next morning, Bai Lan was woken up by a feeling of suffocation. So heavy. The feeling of heaviness and suffocation on his face made Bai Lan shout out unconsciously. Hestia, this guy really doesn't sleep well. Because the agreed time was 9 o'clock, Bai Lan didn't leave that early. On the contrary, Hestia went out early, holding a medicine box full of medicine. Bai Lan, on the other hand, waited until around 8 o'clock before slowly leaving the underground church and walking towards the Twilight Pavilion. The agreed meeting place is the Dusk Pavilion. It seemed that Loki had said hello. This time when Bai Lan came over, the guard at the door didn't respond and let Bai Lan directly enter the Twilight Pavilion. At the same time, in the Twilight Pavilion, Tion was leaning against Loki's chest to study Loki's huge changes. And Tiona took action directly, with a fierce face, full of envy, jealousy and hatred, and continued to ravage Loki. As the person involved, not only was Loki not angry or resisting, but he was enjoying it very much, with a crazy smile on his face. Not far away from the three of them, other first-level adventurers from the Loki Familia were also here at this time. Finn the Brave, Grace Grey, Riveria the Nine Demons, Ace the Swordsman, and Bert the Grey Wolf. I didn't expect that someone could change Loki's body structure. Riveria, the Nine-Demon girl, looked at Loki and said softly. Although her tone was calm, anyone could hear Riveria's surprise. The gods are immutable, but this perception has now been broken. As expected of me, the god of medicine, there will be an uproar in Orario soon. Sitting not far from Riveria, Chong Jigras, who was sitting on a gorgeous chair, then spoke. Ah, indeed. It is for this reason that when the half-elf boy Bai Lan asked for a commission, I made my own decision and agreed to his commission. Finn nodded, and said that he had agreed to the commission for Tion and the others yesterday. Things are said. Although Bai Lan kept emphasizing that the potion was made by God Mahe, Finn understood that Bai Lan definitely had a lot of credit for it. Otherwise, after so many years, God Mahe would not have produced it sooner or later, but it happened to be produced after Bai Lan appeared in Orario, and it was presented by Bai Lan. They would not believe it if there was no trick. I just don't know how big a role Bai Lan played in it. Riveria and Grace also knew this, and they had no intention of exposing it. I really didn't expect that the half-elf boy I saw before actually had such an ability. Riveria said with emotion. Finn, you did the right thing in this matter. It is beneficial and harmless to the Loki Familia to make friends with such a mysterious existence. Grace sat on the chair, put her hands on the armrests, and said calmly with her eyes closed. That's why I did this, making the decision without authorization for Ice and the others to accept this commission. Finn nodded slightly and smiled. Furthermore, with Loki's current situation, his relationship with God Hestia should not be as turbulent as before. Although they may continue to quarrel after meeting, in the end it is nothing. TCH. Bert on the side listened to the words of several people and curled his lips, but did not refute. Although he looks down on weak adventurers, he is not a fool. He knows that making good friends with Bai Lan is indeed good for Loki's family. Sword Girl Ace, who was sitting on the sofa in front of him, did not react to the conversation of several people. She just looked at Loki from time to time, and then looked in front of her from time to time, with her hands clasped in front of her chest. He held it for a while, as if he was trying something. It seems that even as cute as Ace, she still cares about this kind of thing. At this moment, there was a knock on the office door. Come in, Finn responded. Excuse me, Captain. Your designated guest has arrived. The door was opened, and a male member of the Loki family appeared in front of everyone. The male member nodded slightly, and then said. Behind him, a figure walked in. Everyone's eyes were instantly attracted. It was Bai Lan who came here as agreed with Finn. As soon as Bai Lan appeared, before Finn could say anything, a black shadow rushed towards Bai Lan. With level 5 skills, even Bai Lan couldn't dodge it carelessly. By the time Bai Lan noticed it, the figure was already hanging on Bai Lan's body. Ni, the potion that Loki drank was brought by you, brother. I'll buy it. Give me a copy. Tiona said very excitedly while hanging on by Lan. They are obviously two sisters, why is Tion so plump, while she is flat? It's not fair. She also wants to look like that, walking with a heavy burden all day long. It didn't matter if there was no way before, but now there is a way. She will get this method no matter what. Calm down, Tiona. Didn't the leader say that this little brother by Lan will bring the potion when he comes today? Tion looked at her sister's appearance and couldn't help but put her forehead on her head and reminded her. I almost forgot. Well, little brother, where is the potion? Give it to me quickly. Give it to me quickly. Tiona calmed down slightly after being reminded like this. However, within less than a second of calming down, Tiona became excited again. You come down first. Although it was very comfortable to be held by a beautiful girl, Bailan felt that it was not appropriate for the two of them to hold each other in this situation. After hearing this, Tiona got off Bailan obediently and stretched out her hand to Bailan. Bailan couldn't help but smile bitterly. He took out the potion from the small backpack on his waist and handed it to Tiona. Just like Loki, Tiona drank the potion without thinking. This time Finn didn't stop him, he just watched quietly. Soon, Tiona had the same changes as Loki yesterday. See no evil, see no evil. Bailan muttered, then walked towards Finn. Contrary to Bailan, Tion, Icy and Loki got in front of Tiona and observed Tiona's changes. I'll leave it to the Loki Familia today. Bailan put the prepared Varus on his waist in front of Finn and said gently. The commission is accomplished. Finn smiled slightly, put his hand on the bag, and said gently. After meeting at the agreed place with Aina and letting Aina see Ice and others beside her, and feeling completely relieved, Bailan entered the dungeon with Ice and the others under the watch of Aina. Liu joined together. As for Lu's appearance, Icy and others were not surprised, because Bailan had told them about it on the way. Moreover, Bailan also deliberately showed off the magic of dressing up, taking over the backup task and becoming the supporter of this adventure team. Ding, Tion has joined the team. Ding, Tiona has joined the team. Ding, Ace has joined the team. Ding, Liu has joined the team. Ding, kill the small goblin and get 1 experience point. Ding, your teammate Tion kills the frog shooter, and you gain 1 experience point. Ding, your teammate Tiona kills the lizard, and you gain 1 experience point. Ding, your teammate Icy kills War Shadow, and you gain 2 experience points. Ding, your teammate Lu kills the giant wild boar, and you gain 3 experience points. As soon as they entered the dungeon, the others walked straight to the lower level. After Bailan entered the dungeon, a system prompt sounded in Bailan's mind, prompting Bailan and Icy and others to join the team. Bailan can gain experience points from the monsters killed by Icy and others. Unfortunately, because Bailan's level has been upgraded, the experience points of the upper level monsters have also become very small, ranging from 1 to 5 points. Only after reaching the middle level did the experience points recover somewhat. Opie, big Opie, Tiona has big Opie too. In the dungeon, Tiona raised her hands high and kept swinging from side to side. Her chest was surging, and her whole body was in absolute excitement. Tiona behind her was shaking her head and sighing, very speechless. It just got bigger, is it necessary? Tion really feels like she can stand and talk without pain in her back. Among the group were sisters Bailan, Liu, Icy, Tion and Tiona. As Finn and Bailan guessed, Bert didn't join in. Although he didn't look down on Bailan, his character was not to bring weak people into the dungeon, unless there were people he valued in the dungeon who needed his help. Just like Loki asked him to go into the dungeon to find Ice in the sacred tales of the Sword Princess, Bert would follow the arrangement and enter the dungeon. And he would not accept a commission like Bailan's. At this time, several people had already entered the middle level. This time entering the dungeon, Bailan will spend the night in the dungeon. After all, it takes a lot of time to travel to a place like the lower level. If you want to gain something, it will take at least 2 days. Bailan made an agreement with Hestia before coming. Because Bailan is not alone, Bailan cannot use divine speed to rush directly, so although the speed of a few people is faster than that of ordinary adventurers, it is not much faster. An hour and a half has passed since entering the dungeon. Within an hour, Several people rushed to the 17th floor. At this time, we were already rushing towards the last and only road leading from the 17th floor to the 18th floor, where the sighing wall was. It was no different from when they passed by yesterday. Several people entered the sighing wall. There was no change in the sighing wall, and Goliath still did not appear. What a pity. It seems that the previous Goliath was eliminated in just a few days. Otherwise, we can brush Goliath once. Looking at the sighing wall that remained unchanged, Tion said with regret. If you want to do it when you come back. Do it now. How can you bring such a big magic stone? Can Brother Bailan carry it? Tiona, who had been immersed in her new body, rarely quit her state, turned around and said. You can take it with you, but didn't you wipe out Goliath when you came back before? Bailan was a little surprised after listening to the conversation between the two. Ah, it's not us. We didn't encounter Goliath when we came back. They should have been wiped out before we came back. Tion shook his head and explained lightly. Is that so? Bailan nodded suddenly. At this moment, a system prompt suddenly sounded in Bailan's mind. Ding! The mission has been triggered. Mission name: Goliath, the Lone King of the Labyrinth. Mission introduction. The host encounters Goliath, the Lonely King of the Labyrinth, for the first time. Please kill him with force. Task reward: Force card, 3000 experience points. Influence card. Anyone who is brought into the sphere of influence by the host can gain the ability to fight monsters and upgrade, gain half the experience value of the host, and will never betray the host. Bailan was slightly startled when he saw the page that suddenly appeared. Before Bailan could react, something happened in the huge room of Sai Dabi where several people were. Sighing on the crystal clear walls on both sides of the big wall, cracks began to appear on one of them, and a huge figure appeared in the crystal clear wall, clearly visible. This is Goliath. Everyone was very surprised when they saw this figure. Earn extra money. Hey, I didn't meet him when I came back last time. Now it's up to me to get rid of this big guy and solve the problems for the low-level adventurers. Tiona was so excited that she clenched her fists together, eager to try. Since you want to take action, I'll leave it to you. Ice didn't speak, and Liu was speechless the whole way. Only Tion spoke and gave up the opportunity to take action. However, at this moment, Bailan's voice suddenly sounded. Tiona, can you leave this guy to me? Leave it to you, Brother Bailan. Stop joking. Tiona was stunned for a moment, then waved her hand. He knew that Bailan had just become an adventurer not long ago. Although I don't know why Bailan, a new adventurer, entrusted him and others to go to the lower level of the dungeon, but after all, he is still a new adventurer. How can he deal with Goliath? Even if Goliath is a level 4 adventurer, it is very difficult to deal with him alone, and there is even a risk of being killed by him. Only adventurers above level 5 have the ability to destroy Goliath alone. That's right, Mr. Bailan, Goliath is not something you can deal with. Please don't mess around. Liu, who was on the side, felt a thump in her heart when she heard Bailan's words, and also started to persuade him. She didn't dare to let Bailan mess around. After all, Bailan was her hope now. Don't worry, I won't mess around. Besides, aren't you here? If anything goes wrong, you can take action at any time. With the 4 of you at level 5 here, how can you still put me in danger? Bailan smiled and said. Well, it's too dangerous. Tion still disagreed. If I don't get close to Goliath, I will release the magic of a magic sword from a distance. If it doesn't work, it's up to you. Bailan pondered for a moment, then took a step back and said. The Sword of Promise of Victory has the same properties as the magic swords in this world, so it can be said to be a magic sword. That's okay. Tiona nodded and agreed. As long as you don't get close to Goliath, you'll be fine. Tiona doesn't think Bailan has any powerful magic sword that can kill Goliath. After all, Bailan is only LV.1, and the Hestia Familia is just a newly established familia. One person, in the end, they still have to take action. Tion, Liu, and Ice heard this and had no objections. In their opinion, this matter is a certainty. Bailan probably just wants to test it out and try out the novelty of living on the attack floor. In the end, they still have to take action. While a few people were talking, Goliath had broken free from the constraints of the wall and officially appeared in the room. Gay. After roaring to the sky, Goliath rushed towards the crowd. Seeing this scene, Bai Lan quickly drew his sword, and the sword vowed to win was instantly unsheathed. Golden light quickly gathered from all directions and wrapped around the sword of victory. Seeing this scene, Ice and others were stunned. What a nice view. The next moment, along with Bai Lan's low shout, a golden torrent swept out and landed on Goliath's body with a devastating blow. Caliber. Tion and others did not know the significance of the light of the Sword of Oath to Victory. They only knew that the power of liberation from the Sword of Oath to Victory was very powerful. Even if they take a hit, they will be seriously injured, and there is a high chance that they will die from the hit. It suddenly became clear to them why Bai Lan dared to go to the lower level. With such a terrifying magic sword, there is really no problem in going deep. Of course, the premise is that this technique can be used all the time and they are accompanied by them. Under the gaze of everyone, the newly emerged Goliath was crushed to ashes by the golden torrent after the Sword of Victory was liberated, leaving not even the magic stone behind. Moreover, after the torrent of light destroyed Goliath, it bombarded the Great Wall of Sighs with unabated force, directly blasting the Great Wall of Sighs into a huge cave the size of several Goliaths, which was bottomless. Seeing this scene, Icy and the others were dumbfounded. They didn't expect Bai Lan's magic sword burst to be so powerful. They couldn't help but wipe out Goliath with one move, and blasted such a large cave out of the underground city. This power is not much worse than Riveria's advanced Sword of Victory. Tiona said blankly. Tion and Ice nodded involuntarily. Seeing this scene, Bai Lan, who had just released the Sword of Victory, also froze. Because he saw with his own eyes how big Goliath's magic stone was, and if he exchanged it for Wallace, he could exchange it for at least 300,000 Wallace. But now he has been evaporated by his own move. Am I too wasteful? Goliath should be handed over to Liu and the others. No, 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 this thing is my own great cause, how could I give it to others? Sweeping away the messy thoughts, Bai Lan regained his composure and sheathed his sword. Ding. Kill the floor leader Goliath and get 5,000 experience points. Ding. The mission is completed. Congratulations to the host for getting the power card and 3,000 experience points. Ding. The experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 15. Ding. Congratulations on the host upgrade, the system mall is officially opened. System mall. 9 types of products will be refreshed at midnight. As long as you have enough mall points, you can purchase them. The mall points can be exchanged for Wallace at a ratio of 1,000:1. Ding. The system mall has been refreshed, please check it yourself. After Bai Lan sheathed his sword, the system prompts appeared, and there was a series of them. Killing Goliath, completing the mission, upgrading, and rewarding. Speaking of which, Goliath gives a lot of experience points, 3,000 each. However, Bai Lan didn't have time to look at these, because Lu and others came over. No wonder you, a new adventurer, dare to go to the lower dungeon. It turns out that you have such a top-notch magic sword as a guarantee. When she came to Bai Lan, Tiona put one hand on her hip and said with a smile. You should not be a rookie adventurer. At least he is not an ordinary adventurer. He must have been very powerful before becoming a god's family. Compared to Tiona's lack of heart, Tion thought of this at this time. Although the move just now relied on the magic sword to explode, the user also needed to use strong magic power. In order to burst out such terrifying power, even if it passes through the magic sword, it requires strong magic power. At the level of LV.1, this level of magic power can be said to be the peak. Theon guessed that Bai Lan's magic power is at level LV, one should have reached the S level. Tion guessed that Bai Lan already had strong strength before coming to Orario, otherwise it would be impossible for him to have such magic power after only being an adventurer for a few days. At this moment, Tion understood that he could not treat Bai Lan as a new adventurer, at least he was at a level that could be seen. But Liu was not surprised. She knows very well how powerful Bai Lan is. Even if he is weak now, it is only on the surface. Bai Lan is very terrifying, otherwise it would be impossible to have the power to reverse time and space. Except for Liu, Ice's expression didn't change at all. Of course, this is just what it shows. At this time, Ice's heart was not at peace. None of the races in the lower world can lie in front of the gods. Loki said that Bai Lan told her that he was only level 1 and a new adventurer, so that means this matter is true. Bai Lan laughed. No, hollow down pointing triangle. Ah, yes, I am LV.1. You at LV.1, why are you able to erupt with such power? Curiosity, I'm really curious, I want to know. Staring blankly at Bai Lan, Icy thought silently in her heart. In response to everyone's reaction, Bai Lan smiled slightly without explaining. Bai Lan wasn't worried about his burst of power. After all, this is the explosive power of the magic sword, and it has nothing to do with him. Hollow down pointing triangle. They didn't say much about Bai Lan's reaction. It didn't matter what Bai Lan wanted to say or not. They were just employed now. Then several people moved forward again. Soon, several people entered the 18th floor security area. No monsters on this floor would attack them, so Bai Lan had time to check his attribute panel. Host, Bai Lan, level 15, skills, meditation, void furnace, magic resist, fire ring, big fireball, lightness, dress up magic, skill instant kill, pupil LV.3 Sharingan 26 10,000ths. Deputy, Grandmaster Pharmacist 400 100,000ths 10 acres of magic medicine field. Functions, team formation, tasks, shopping mall. Items, Noble Phantasm Sword of Promised Victory, Noble Phantasm Distant Utopia, Power Card Upgradable Energy Potion 20, Inspiration Potion 20, Kitchen Utensils, Food, Tents. Experience Points, 2,689 6,000ths. The first thing Bai Lan checked was his own reward, the faction card. After a careful study, Bai Lan finally understood the function of the power card. Anyone whose name is written on the faction card by Bai Lan will gain the ability to fight monsters, upgrade and become stronger. It's just that they don't have attribute panels like Bai Lan, and they won't upgrade, but become stronger subtly when killing monsters. Moreover, the promotion obtained by the members who signed the power card is only about half of that of Bai Lan. In addition, it is necessary to seek other people's opinions when writing their names on the power card. Explain the situation. If that person objects, then Bai Lan will not be able to write the name on it, and the power card will write this. The memory is erased from that person's mind, leaving him without the memory. And once it is written, it means that this person will not have any risk of betraying Bai Lan. Will be bound to Bai Lan and will not do anything to threaten Bai Lan. The most important point is that only 10 names can be written on the power card. And if Bai Lan wants to write more names, he can only upgrade the power card. Upgrading the force card requires a new force card, and the two cards are fused. Each upgrade requires the integration of a new force card. Each time you upgrade, you can get 10 new places. As for this thing, the system indicates that it can only be obtained in the system mall. Hey, this is a good thing. When I grow up, the development of the Hestia Familia will be inevitable. At that time, the newly recruited members of the family can enjoy this benefit. However, in this case, the Hestia family must take the elite route. After all, there are not many places for the power card. After understanding the function of the power card, Bai Lan was a little happy. With this ability, I don't need to spend several years or more than 10 years to grow the family like other families. With the power stuck, the strength of the familia will definitely increase rapidly. Immediately, Bai Lan looked at the new functions enabled after the upgrade. Mall. The mall of the system is very simple. There is only one page with 9 spaces on it. There are various Q version items that can be vaguely seen in its true appearance. There is a line of words below, which is the name and introduction of this item. Lightly play 100 mall points, Ice Shape Magic 1000 mall points, Divine Blood Potion 50,000 mall points. 6 Styles Shaving 500 mall points, Virgo Star Spirit Key 5000 mall points, Iron Sword 1 mall point. The spear is worth 1 mall point, the explosive fruit is worth 10,000 mall points, and the magic of dressing up is worth 1000 mall points. This is the mall function that has just been opened, and the items refreshed in the mall. Shallow Attack, a must-have for the Shinigami in the Shinigami world, can be nourished by the soul, thus turning into a Zanpakuto belonging to the one who nourishes it. Ice Shape Magic, Gray's early magic in Fairy Tale. The Divine Blood Potion is a potion made from the Divine Blood essence in the body of the Lord of the Gods. It can restore all injuries and even resurrect the dead, and gods are no exception. 6th style. Shave, one of the 6th style of the Navy in One Piece, which can turn into an afterimage and move. Virgo Celestial Key, a member of the Zodiac in fairy tale. Iron swords, spears, junk items, even the gifts from the guild that Bai Lan had just received before were inferior. Blast fruit, a superhuman fruit in the One Piece world. Dress up magic, the magic used by the fairy queen. This magic is not powerful, but the user is powerful, so it looks very strong. There are only 2 items in the mall that Bai Lan is interested in. One is the Divine Blood Potion, and the other is the key to the Virgo Star Spirit. After all, she is a beautiful maid, although she is a bit weird. As for the importance of the Divine Blood Potion, it was because of Hephestus. Hestia wants to help Hephestus, and Bai Lan will help. If the potion you made cannot be effective, then this Divine Blood Potion is the best way to make up for it. This thing has been confirmed to be able to heal the injuries of gods. If used by Hephestus, it can definitely restore the scars on her face to the face that a normal person should have. It's a pity that I don't have a mall point, not at all. He didn't have a single Wallace on him now, and what he brought out was given to Finn as entrusted funds, and the rest was given to Hestia. The mall will refresh at 12 o'clock every night. After tonight, this Divine Blood Potion will probably not be in the mall list. What a pity. However, even if Bai Lan could really buy this thing, Bai Lan didn't know if he would use it on Hephestus. Speaking of which, since the system is a mall, does it have a discount function? Bai Lan suddenly heard about the games he played in his previous life. Most malls have so-called discounts, and he couldn't help but curiously asked. Not surprisingly, Bai Lan was criticized by the system. This system does not have a discount function. Please don't have any wishful thinking, host. Shrugging, Bai Lan exited the attribute panel and returned to the real world. Because they could see what Bai Lan was thinking, actually looking at the attribute panel, none of the people traveling with him disturbed Bai Lan. When Bai Lan exited the attribute panel, everyone was already near the passage from the 18th floor to the 19th floor. Everyone did not stop. After arriving here, they stepped in and rushed towards the 19th floor. Soon, everyone entered the big tree maze. However, after entering here, everyone still had no intention of stopping, but walked straight towards the lower level. This time Bai Lan's commission is to go to the upper floor. The 19th floor is still in the middle floor. The upper floor is counted from the 29th floor. Speaking of which, Bai Lan's reward to the Loki Familia was only 500,000, except for 2 bottles of potion. Without those 2 bottles of potion, it would have been impossible for Bai Lan to recruit 3 first-level adventurers. At most, 500,000 can only invite 1 first-level adventurer to accompany Bai Lan on a trip to the upper level, just for a simple trip. However, breast enlargement potions are nothing to those women with normal figures, but for Loki and Tiona, they are a rare treasure in the world. And Loki repays his kindness. Bai Lan gave him such a good thing, and she also repaid Bai Lan directly helping Bai Lan arrange this matter. Although there is also the intention of letting the Loki family members be on good terms with Bai Lan. But it is undeniable that without Loki, Bai Lan can only let Tiona accept his commission at most, instead of calling 3 at once like now. It has to be said that with the 3 members of the Loki Familia plus the 4 of Lu, the experience points brought by the 4 teammates are really huge. After entering the 29th floor, everyone stopped rushing and started to conquer this floor. P.S. The 28th floor is a safe floor. Ding! Your teammate Tion killed the Lizardman Elite, and you gain 300 experience points. Ding! Your teammate Tiona killed the Lizardman Elite, and you gain 300 experience points. Ding! Your teammate Icy killed the Lizardman Elite, and you gain 300 experience points. Ding! Your teammate Lu killed the Lizardman Elite and you gain 300 experience points. Ding! Ding! You killed the Lizardman Elite and gained 400 experience points. Ding! Use Sharingan continuously and get 30 Sharingan experience points. Bai Lan could barely deal with one of the monsters on the 28th floor with his strength, and it took a lot of effort to kill one. It can't be compared with Dion and Icy at all. The monsters that are very difficult to kill here in Bai Lan are like chopping melons and vegetables in the hands of Icy and others, just like ants. There were more than a dozen lizard elites in a wave, and no one among the 4 killed an average of 3 of them, and the remaining one was taken over by Bai Lan. When Bai Lan was fighting against the Lizardman elite, several people had already finished dealing with their opponents and began to watch Bai Lan's battle from the sidelines. However, thanks to the strong strength of the lizard monster elite, Bai Lan almost used Sharingan to the limit in the battle, and gained the experience of upgrading Sharingan just by dealing with a monster. Before, Bai Lan thought that it would be difficult to obtain Sharingan experience points after arriving at the lower level. After all, he didn't have many chances to take action, but he didn't expect the result to be exactly the opposite. Speaking of which, at the beginning, Bai Lan was opposed by everyone to make a move at the lower level. After all, no matter where Bai Lan's level is, it is impossible to deal with the lower level monsters whose strength is as high as LV.3. However, Bai Lan convinced several people according to what he said before. Unexpectedly, Bai Lan surprised them as soon as he made his move. Bai Lan didn't use the magic sword, instead he fought back and forth with the monster with a knight's sword, and even killed the monster after more than 10 rounds. As for Bai Lan has also thought deeply about exposing this kind of strength. He is now the benefactor of Loki and Tiona, so no matter how special he is, they will not harm him. Members of the Loki Familia are not that kind of people, and they will not even reveal their own information casually. It was precisely because he was reassured about Loki's family that Bai Lan chose to take action. It's unbelievable that you can deal with the elite lizardmen. Seeing that Bai Lan spent a lot of effort to kill the elite lizardmen, several people were surprised, and Tion rubbed his chin and began to study. Bai Lan came, and his eyes kept exploring Bai Lan's body. Before I came to Olali, I had been taught fighting skills by an elf warrior, and I had fought against monsters in the outside world, so it was a little special. Bai Lan explained with a smile. You don't have 1 point here, it's obviously hundreds of millions of points. I've never heard of any level 1 adventurer being able to kill upper level monsters. Hey, brother Bai Lan, you must have a big secret. Tiona's eyes lit up and she came close to Bai Lan, full of curiosity. In response, Bai Lan could only say ha 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 without answering. However, Tiona did not ask further questions, and the group quickly continued to act. Ding, ding, the experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 16. Ding, congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with the inheritance of a master level blacksmith. Not long after arriving on the 29th floor, Bai Lan was upgraded. This is the result of cross-level monster spawning. It's just that a dozen monsters gathered together Bai Lan's level 1 experience points. However, it used to be a pharmacist's inheritance, and it was obtained by using the deputy occupation card, but now it directly rewards the blacksmith's inheritance. There is no so-called middleman. First it was a pharmacist, and now it is a blacksmith. The system is only prepared to let you self-sufficient. For adventurers, equipment and potions are necessary, no matter which clan they are. And if a family has both a powerful pharmacist and a blacksmith, then the family does not need to rely on outside assistance for its adventure needs. The Hestia Familia's next development policy is to follow the elite route, just like the Astralia Familia. The number of people naturally cannot be large, so there is not so much need for equipment. You can make it after you go back from your adventure every day, no problem. Feeling the blacksmith's inheritance pouring into his mind, Bai Lan's expression remained unchanged and he thought silently. In order to rush on the road, I went a little faster, so I basically didn't take the initiative to kill monsters on the way here, I just skipped them, and from time to time I would kill monsters blocking the way. But this time, Bai Lan and others directly attacked. Starting from the 28th floor, rushed towards the passage leading to the 29th floor at a normal speed, killing the monsters that appear while walking. System prompts kept ringing in Bai Lan's mind. Ding, your teammate Tion killed, and you gained 290 experience points. Ding, 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 the experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 17. Ding, congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with the inheritance of Dragon Chef Little Master. Ding, your teammate Ice killed, and you gained 280 experience points. Ding, 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 the experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 18. Ding, Congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with a master level enchanter. Ding. Your teammate Tiona killed, and you gained 270 experience points. Ding. 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 The experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 19. Ding. Congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with a brewing master. Ding. Your teammate Lu killed, and you gained 260 experience points. Ding. The experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is level 20. Ding. Congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with a master level beast tamer. Ding. Use Sharingan continuously and get 30 Sharingan experience points. After just walking one floor, Bai Lan was directly promoted to 4 levels with the help of Lu and others. This made Bai Lan understand that his decision was indeed correct. If Bai Lan is allowed to slowly farm monsters in the middle level by himself, the higher the level, the more experience points are required, and the lower the experience points gained. If he wants to upgrade to 4 levels in a row, Bai Lan's current situation will be at least it takes 2 days. When Tion and others are invited to form a team and go deep into the lower levels, it only takes 2 hours to continuously upgrade to level 4. After such a comparison, there is no need to say anything to judge the superiority. Bai Lan estimates that he will be able to level up at least 2 more levels before taking a break today. The reason why it is estimated to be 2 levels is entirely because Bai Lan's level has reached the bottleneck again. After level 10 before, Bai Lan's level directly increased tenfold, and this time was no exception, it also increased tenfold. From 10,000 to 20,000. This greatly increases the difficulty of Bai Lan's upgrade. Although after entering a new floor, the experience points given by monsters are more, it already takes several people an hour to obtain 20,000 experience points. What's more, after another level up, it will directly become 30,000. So with so little time left, Bai Lan couldn't move up to another level no matter how confident he was. Unless the dungeon goes crazy and keeps breaking out monster feasts, giving monsters to a few people. However, this is unrealistic no matter how you think about it. Before, it was just a simple upgrade, but after obtaining the blacksmith's inheritance, Bai Lan had one more thing to do. That is to take away all the ores seen along the road. Blue water rock, marcasite, dark sand and other ores that appeared in the inheritance were all sent into the system space by Bai Lan one by one. There are quite a lot of ores in the dungeon, especially the floors after the lower level. You still mine, aren't you a blacksmith? Tiona asked curiously as she watched Bai Lan collect the ore. Everyone was very experienced. Although the others did not speak, it could be seen from their expressions that they were also very curious. After all, Bai Lan is a pharmacist. Could it be that he is also a blacksmith who can forge equipment? Ah, I'm a blacksmith. These things can make good weapons. Bai Lan didn't hide anything and told the truth. Hey, that's awesome. Tiona was immediately surprised when she heard that Bai Lan could really forge equipment. So did several others. However, they were only slightly surprised, and they didn't ask any more questions after that. The group of people continued walking. The prompt sounded in Bai Lan's mind again. Ding, your teammate Tion killed the barbarian, and you gained 350 experience points. Ding, ding, the experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 21. Ding, congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with natural affinity. 2 hours flew by in a blink of an eye. There is some discrepancy with Bai Lan's guess. More than 2 hours have passed, and Bai Lan's level has only improved by 1 level, not 2. Moreover, after entering level 21, Bai Lan's strength improvement doubled again, from 1 to 2. After a few repairs, they returned to the safe floor on the 28th floor and prepared to rest. It's delicious, Bai Lan, the food you cooked is so delicious. On the safe floor, a few people set up a temporary camp. Everyone gathered in front of a bonfire. Tiona held a bowl in her hand and kept saying he took it into his mouth and praised it while doing so. Beside him, Tion had no ladylike image at all at this time, and she was licking her hands quickly. Only Liu and Icy were different. They were holding bowls and chewing slowly. However, judging from the speed of their hands, it can be seen that their reactions to the food cooked by Bai Lan were different from those of Tion. The two sisters are no different, they just can't let go. As long as you like it. After hearing Tiona's words, Bai Lan, who was cooking the food, smiled slightly and said. As for why this is the case, it is entirely because of the rewards Bai Lan received when he upgraded from level 16 to level 17. The young master's peak cooking skills. Relying on the young master's cooking skills, Bai Lan completely won the hearts of several people. Host. Bai Lan. Level 21. Skills. Meditation Void Furnace, Magic Resist Fire Ring, Fireball, Lightness, Dressing Magic, Skill Instant Kill, I Technique LV.3 Sharingan 560 10,000ths. Secondary positions. Grandmaster Apothecary 400 100,000ths 10 acres of Magic Medicine Field, Dragon Chef, Master Brewing Master 0 100,000ths Grandmaster Enchanter 100 100,000ths Grandmaster Beast Tamer 0 100,000ths Natural and Friendly. Functions. Team Formation, Tasks, Shopping Mall. Items. Noble Phantasm Sword of Promised Victory, Noble Phantasm Distant Utopia, Power Card, Energy Potion 10, Inspiration Potion 10. Experience Value. 24,000 30,000ths. Bai Lan has reason to suspect that the system is preparing to train himself as an all-around player. Otherwise, why would there be so many professions all at once? Chef Long, the peak culinary skill of the protagonist of the Chinese Little Master. An enchanter, who can use materials and magic power to enchant weapons and equipment to enhance its power, is somewhat similar to Guangdu in Catgirl Scarlet Ju. However, Guangdu can only use his own power to enchant, while the enchanter has one more material. In addition to using his own magic power to enchant weapons and equipment, the enchanter can also use various materials to enchant equipment. Enchanting with mana is temporary, while enchanting with various materials is permanent. As for the master-level animal trainer and brewing master, needless to say, these two are just like their names, one is animal trainer and the other is wine brewing. And the last one is nature affinity. People with this ability have the protection of nature, are close to nature, can turn danger into safety in nature, and are exuding the breath of nature all over their body, and can increase the ability of animal trainers. Effect. This thing seems to be paired with the animal trainer, appearing back and forth. However, Bai Lan discovered another bright spot. This stuff seems to work on elves too. You can tell from the cryptic glances Liu cast from time to time while eating. Liu did not have this situation before, but this situation appeared after he gained natural affinity. The breath of nature seems to be a special poison for elves living in nature, which makes elves very obsessed. After dinner, since we got together and chatted for a while, we entered the tent to rest. Only Bai Lan stayed behind to clean up the dishes and went to the stream to wash up. There is no way, this time, I entrusted Tion and the others to be in charge of the work of the supporters as agreed before. However, not long after Bai Lan cleaned, Liu came out of her tent and came to Bai Lan's side. Mr. Bai Lan, did something incredible happen to you? Sitting next to Bai Lan, Liu hesitated for a moment and finally asked. It is very impolite among adventurers to ask about other people's abilities, but the sudden aura on Bai Lan's body made Liu's heart itchy. If she didn't ask, she really wouldn't be able to sleep tonight. When she asked this question in her heart immediately relaxed a lot. As for whether she could get an answer, Liu didn't hold out much hope. No one wants to reveal their abilities. Liu thought so, but Bai Lan's reaction was just the opposite. Bai Lan answered Liu directly. Are you talking about the natural breath? After answering Liu's question rhetorically, Bai Lan spoke on his own. I discovered just now that the aura on my body made you very concerned. I also checked this carefully and found that this breath is the breath of nature. Elves are creatures born in nature, so this breath is a kind of poison to elves, which will make them unable to bear it. Want to be close? Is this what you are doing now? Hearing Bai Lan's words, Liu suddenly realized, and then he felt a lot more relaxed. This was what she cared about before, and she was deeply afraid that she would get lost because of the aura of Bai Lan. But if the breath is the breath of nature, then everything will be fine. According to legend, the ancestor of the elves was born from nature, and the breath of nature is of great benefit to the elves. Apart from anything else, when he was by Bai Lan's side, Liu felt refreshed all over his body, as if he had drank a potion that restored both mental and physical strength. The fatigue from fighting all day long was swept away by this breath. And empty, completely clean. Looking at you, the aura on my body seems to be very useful to you. Seeing Lu's expression of enjoyment unconsciously, Bai Lan also understood that the aura on his body was very useful to Lu. It's probably the same for the half-elf, but as the party involved, he can't enjoy this kind of treatment. Staying by Mr. Bai Lan's side can eliminate fatigue and restore my physical condition to its peak state. Mr. Bai Lan, there is no need to give me potions to restore my physical and mental strength tomorrow. Once I am tired, I only need to stay with Mr. Bai Lan for a while and I will recover. Lu did not hide anything, and told his situation. I said it again, and told Bai Lan by the way that Bai Lan would not have to give her the medicine tomorrow. Mr. Bai Lan has this kind of aura, why didn't I notice it at the beginning? Is it the tragic scene that suddenly appeared in my mind? The appearance of that tragic scene made me lose my sense of proportion, so I didn't notice it. After finishing speaking, Lu felt very uneasy in his heart, recalling after understanding the original situation. I asked myself in my heart, hey, does it actually have such an effect? Interesting. Hearing Liu's explanation, Bai Lan was slightly taken aback, and then smiled. Although Bai Lan obtained this ability, he didn't know what effect it was. Now I know. The reason why this ability is said to be able to enhance the effect of the animal trainer is probably because of this ability. It can attract elves, and naturally it can also attract all kinds of wild beasts living in nature. The beast is attracted by the aura on his body, so the difficulty of taming the beast is greatly reduced. Seeing Lu sitting next to him looking like he was enjoying himself, Bai Lan didn't bother her and just washed the dishes quietly. However, after washing, Bai Lan suddenly spoke. Liu, are you curious about my eyes? Bai Lan discovered that after teaming up with Lu and others, Bai Lan used Sharingan to fight for the first time. Lu and others were very curious about the changes in Bai Lan's pupils. Although Icy and the three of them were surprised that Bai Lan's eyes would change, they didn't pay too much attention to it and didn't ask. Their reaction was very normal. Only Liu. Bai Lan stood in front of Liu with the 3 Magatama Sharingan for the first time. When Liu's pupils shrank instantly, although they recovered quickly afterwards. But Bai Lan knew that Liu was very concerned about the changes in his Sharingan. Hearing Bai Lan's words, Lu was suddenly startled and fell into silence without answering. Seeing Lu like this, Bai Lan shook his head slightly and didn't ask any more questions. It's probably related to the secret hidden in her heart, and this secret is related to her Sharingan. If Liu doesn't tell her now, she will know it later. What Bai Lan didn't know was that while the two were communicating, in the camp in the distance, in the tent shared by Ice and the others, 3 people were popping their heads out of the tent opening, looking at them like arhats. Now, what is the relationship between Gale and Bai Lan? We were entrusted by Brother Bai Lan. It doesn't look like the relationship between Hayate and Brother Bai Lan is an entrustment, but rather a unilateral protective relationship. Tiona's head was at the bottom, looking up at Icy, and Tion said curiously. Haifeng's behavior does seem to be protecting Brother Bai Lan. Tion agreed. Ace. Curious. Bai Lan didn't know this. After cleaning the dishes and putting them back into the system space, Bai Lan and Lu returned to their respective tents to rest. The mall refreshes new items at 12 p.m. But Bai Lan didn't wait until 12 o'clock. After all, we have to continue conquering the dungeon tomorrow. It's not good to not recharge your batteries. So after separated from Lu and returned to his tent, Bai Lan practiced the meditation technique Void Furnace for an hour before falling asleep. Early in the morning, Bai Lan was woken up by Tiona. As for the reason, you don't need to think about it to know that Tiona is greedy for the food she made, and the others are also eyeing her. Bai Lan had no choice but to get up and work hard without complaint. After making breakfast, Bai Lan sat aside and looked at the mall that was refreshed last night. As Bai Lan guessed before, the Divine Blood Potion was refreshed. Moreover, today's items are very crotch-stretching, to the extreme. 3 iron swords, 2 spears, and the remaining 4 items are slightly better, but not great. Fairy Tail's Canis Key, the shuriken throwing technique in the Naruto world, Liurio's knife in the Hunter world, and the resurrection potion in this world, the dungeon encounter world. None of the items were useful, which disappointed Bai Lan. He closed the mall directly, joined Lu and the others, and started feasting. Speaking of which, Brother Bai Lan, how much more space can you hold in your dressing room? Tiona held a piece of barbecue in both hands, her mouth was full of oil as she ate, not caring about her image at all, when she saw Bai Lan coming to join them. The back of the team looked up and asked. When Bai Lan agreed to work as a supporter, he told several people about the magic of dressing up. Anyway, this thing is not a big secret. So Tiona and others knew that Bai Lan put things into the magic space. In fact, Bai Lan threw things into the system space. It can fit in it. The space I have is very large. I can fit as many as I want. Well, it can probably fit in the size of your reception room. Bai Lan explained with a smile. Hey, it's really big. If someone in our Loki family has magic like yours, then one supporter will be enough during the expedition. Tiona was surprised to hear that Bai Lan had such a large space for dressing up and said. However, as soon as she finished speaking, Tiona's head suddenly trembled. Idiot Tiona, even with such a powerful dressing magic, one supporter is not enough. If many people need new equipment during the battle, how can one person be busy? After giving his sister a punch, Tiona said. That's true. Tiona grinned after being hit on the head, but she didn't refute. What Tiona said is indeed right. It is impossible for one person to support so many people. The main combat force of the members of the Familia expedition is not only first-level adventurers like them, but also LV.3 and LV.4 Familia members. A supporter would definitely not be able to take on such a heavy responsibility. I really didn't consider this completely. Speaking of which, little brother Bai Lan, you can come with us when we go to the dungeon in the future. Tiona withdrew her hand and continued to happily chew the barbecue in her hand, hesitating while chewing. Yes, I was just about to say this. Brother Bai Lan, please continue to act with us next time. I won't accept you, Wallace. Tiona nodded in agreement and said with a smile. Hearing this, Bai Lan was stunned for a moment and looked up at the two of them, wondering why they suddenly said these words. Seemingly sensing Bai Lan's doubts, Tiona stopped what he was doing and started to explain. With you following me, this kind of small-scale dungeon adventure is so convenient. I don't have to sell the accumulated magic stones to those black-hearted businessmen in Rivera at a low price. At the same time, I can enjoy such delicious food in the dungeon. After all, even without us and with the presence of Gale, you can still come down to the dungeon. It's our profit. So, we don't have to go through the trouble of entrusting you. We will take you down to the lower level, and you will help us deal with the backup and assistance issues. It can be considered a cooperation between us. Is it okay? Tiona explained. After finishing his words, he gnawed on the barbecue in his hand again. While chewing, he looked at Bai Lan, waiting for Bai Lan's answer. She did think so and wasn't lying. Although Bai Lan entrusted them to take him down to the lower area of the dungeon, in the final analysis, they just had one more person around them, and it was no burden to them at all. On the contrary, Bai Lan could deal with the monsters in this area by himself. Moreover, she paid special attention yesterday. Bai Lan's strength improved very quickly. From the beginning, he could only deal with one, and then he could deal with two at the same time. By yesterday's break, Bai Lan could even deal with 3 monsters by himself. This means that Bai Lan already has the strength to venture into the lower levels. Coupled with the power that Bai Lan showed before to kill Goliath with one blow, it is no problem to regard Bai Lan as an adventurer of the same level as them. In this case, it doesn't seem to make any difference whether they are present or not. On the contrary, Bai Lan brought them a lot of help, and all the support work was handed over to Bai Lan, especially the food prepared by Bai Lan was so delicious. She couldn't forget it after eating it for the first time last night and wanted to continue. Enjoy delicious food prepared by Bai Lan. The 3 of them made such a decision after serious discussion before going to bed last night. After hearing this explanation, Bai Lan also looked at Tiona blankly. Bai Lan really didn't expect that things would develop like this. He had previously thought about continuing to issue commissions to the Loki Familia after returning. After all, yesterday's harvest made him extremely satisfied with this plan and he wanted to continue. Unexpectedly, Tiona took the initiative to invite him before he mentioned it. How's it going, brother Bai Lan, what do you think? Tiona, who was eating barbecue, also asked unclearly. In addition to Lu's surprise, Icy's eyes also fell on Bai Lan at this time. Happy cooperation. Bai Khan was silent for a moment, and then showed a bright smile. Happy cooperation. After receiving Bai Lan's reply, the three of Tion stopped eating and replied with a smile. They all wanted to get in touch with Bai Lan and wanted to find out why Bai Lan was able to destroy the upper-level monsters as a LV.1 person. Really want. This achievement is really amazing to them. Bai Lan naturally didn't know what Tion was thinking. If you know it, you will definitely be happy. After all, the reason why I entrusted Tion and the others to enter the lower level of the dungeon was entirely because they could become teammates. With the team building function, Bai Lan can gain 70% of the experience points from the monsters Tion and the others kill. Because of this, with yesterday's guide, Bai Lan was promoted to level 5 in one day, almost reaching level 6. It's all Bai Lan's profit, but Tion thinks this way, which is somewhat funny. After a simple breakfast, the group of people started taking action again. Today's guide goes deeper. Everyone on the 29th and 30th floors passed by directly. They didn't stay too long and went directly to the 31st floor. However, even so, Bai Lan still upgraded during the time he was on the road. Ding! The experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 22. Ding! Congratulations to the host for upgrading, and the host will be rewarded with a divine blood potion. Bai Lan's eyes suddenly widened when he heard the system prompts, but he soon regained his composure. Bai Lan also didn't expect that the divine blood potion that had just been wiped out from the system mall would actually be given to him as a reward. With this thing, the scar on Hephestus' face can be healed. However, although I have obtained this potion that can 100% cure Hephestus' scar, it doesn't mean that I will give this rare potion to her. After all, Hephestus wouldn't allow herself to give such a precious gift. After calming down, Bai Lan began to think silently. Although Hephestus agreed to Hestia and forged herself a very gorgeous potion that was not low in grade at first sight, but in the final analysis, this pair of armor could not be compared with the magic blood potion. You must know that the divine blood potion is a healing medicine that even gods can restore. Its preciousness is naturally indescribable. The most he can do is make the most powerful healing potion he can for Hephestus, and the rest is left to fate. If Hephestus could give him a similar reward, Bai Lan wouldn't mind giving him the divine blood potion. However, this is impossible no matter how you think about it. Do you want to tell Hephestus that you have a potion that is 100% sure to heal the scars on her face, and let her exchange it for a similar reward? It would be fine if Hephestus could really take it out, but if he couldn't, then things would be in trouble. If they can't get it out, there will definitely be a crack in the relationship between Hephestus and Hestia. Shaking his head slightly, Bai Lan decided that no one should know about the divine blood potion. Even Hestia. Unless Hestia was injured, he would never take it out. And Hestia has the magic item, absolute defense, given by him. In the current lower world, except for the gods and the black dragon rushing out of the dungeon, absolutely no one can hurt Hestia. Soon, several people entered the 31st floor. The prompts in Bai Lan's mind sounded frequently again. Ding! Your teammate Tion kills the werewolf, and you gain 380 experience points. Ding! Your teammate Tiona kills the skeleton sheep, and you gain 390 experience points. Ding! Your teammate Ice kills the barbarian, and you gain 400 experience points. Ding! Your teammate Lu kills the lizardman elite, and you gain 360 experience points. Ding! Kill the barbarian and get 570 experience points. Ding! Use Sharingan continuously and get 40 Sharingan experience points. Ding! Ding! The experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 23. Ding! Congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with the dragon-slaying magic crystal of thunder. Ah, Thunder Dragon Slayer magic crystal, it seems that after this thing is fused, you can get Thunder Dragon Slayer magic. Hearing the system's prompt, Bai Lan's face froze, and the first thing that came to mind was not Thunder Dragon Slayer magic. The powerful power of dragon-slaying magic is the image of a certain unruly golden retriever lying on a tool with his soul out of his body. Bai Lan swore that he would never use this. He now has an upgrade system, and his strength can be improved quickly even without fusion. For example, now, with Bailan's level rising to the current level, Bailan can easily kill the LV.3 monsters in the lower level. Bailan's current strength is at the level of normal LV.4 in terms of melee strength alone. And once the Thunder Dragon Slayer magic crystal is fused, Bailan will have another weakness, that is, he cannot stand on any means of transportation. You will feel dizzy once you stand on a vehicle. Bailan didn't want to have such a fatal weakness for no reason. This thing should be used by new members after the Hestia Familia recruits them in the future. Anyway, after signing the faction card, the newly joined members are absolutely their own people, and if they are used by their own people, they will not be used by outsiders. By the way, they can cultivate an absolutely powerful adventurer for the Hestia family. None of the Dragon Slayers are weak. After deciding where to go with the Thunder Dragon Slayer magic crystal, Bailan joined the battlefield again. Ding! Your teammate Tion killed. Ding! Your teammate Tiona killed. Ding! Your teammate Icy killed. Ding! Your teammate Lu killed. Ding! Kill. Ding! The experience value is full, the host level has been improved, and the current level is 24. Ding! Congratulations to the host for upgrading and rewarding the host with healing fruits. In more than 3 hours, Bailan's level was upgraded again. Looking at this reward that also had side effects, Bailan sighed slightly and embarked on the return journey with Tion and others. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.